A man, Lord, Machiavelli production. Notorious M.A.D. Lil Chad and Slender Dad vibing straight bustin' no cap. Friday night screen lit fame hitting all lap. Culture thick, no yeet from the trap. YouTube grind, minds locked in so we adapt. Brahma bull cackling loud, bourbon on the rocks. Scheming like the GOAT, comedy unlocks. Mad shit smoke, cold as ice, won't fold. YouTube legend verdicts drip sharp like a judge's code. Brr, skirt, skirt that, brr, skirt, tat that. Brr. Ascending crew, let's get it. Stack them racks, laughs hit diffy. Dumb fades can't match these facts. Popcorn, poppin' chill vibes, brew sippin' slow. Prime time screens live, we slap, we glow. Now that we're pulling up clean, double the cup of the lean. Shit supreme from the H to the Bay. Third ward holding it down. Crew lights the fuse, blazing wild, no snooze. Voices boom loud, screens poppin', set the cruise. Grind levels up, shine hits, claim that juice. Rise quick, savage laughter high, can't lose. Put a skirt that. Put a skirt tat that. We here to break the mold, eat the basic behind. With tales that slap and laughter intertwined. A quest to marvel where drip defies. In this lit realm, only passion flies. Brr, skirt, skirt that. Put a skirt tat that. Ascending squad goes hard, blazing trails we pursue. Laughs hit like heat, dumb vibes getting cooked anew. Popcorn lit, locking tight, roll swift, no lack. Prime stream zooms, global brr tat, we stack. Skirt, skirt that, brr, skirt tat that. OM's here, yo.
No, Imp is not. We have F1 Slender. No, it's a retro intro start.
Yeah,
because it's just the two of us, and we've got, of course, our chat friends. We got Josh Hammond first. What's Gucci, you gimps? Well, Imp's not here, so he's not Gucci at the moment. Eric, who's in there. Yeah, happy early birthday. Imp is doing a birthday stream tomorrow. I believe the man is keeping him from being here on time tonight, unfortunately. Gotta watch out for the man.
Man will keep you down.
Yeah, Imp works for the man every night and day down in the city. That's song lyrics. Mad would have got it, but he is also not here. He had his early show, his Mad and Barber in the Morning at noon, where he indicated he would be here, but he's probably sleeping. So yeah. It's like a racing suit. I guess not track like running, like track like F1 racing, because F1 we
Here, I'll switch it up.
It's the Stig from Top Gear. I don't know, your head becomes a black hole in there. That's interesting. The visor's up, but there's nothing there.
I'm in there.
You're in there. I'm in there. Hey.
Watching.
Welcome, Davina. Thanks for coming. So we'll do a little more. And Bride of Slender, hello, she says. It's the US version of Top Gear. It is the horror version of Top Gear.
No, I don't want to be part of the US version of Top Gear. It was fucking terrible.
Honestly, look, there's never been a good version of Top Gear that wasn't just May, Hammond, and Clarkson. That was it? The Grand Tour was the best new version of Top Gear they made, and it was the Grand Tour. So,
yeah, that was the Amazon version.
Yeah, because Top Gear is those three guys. They can try to pretend it's a brand that people care about, but it isn't. Ooh, favorite new car? That's a good question. Like, are we talking supercar stylings? Yeah.
A new car?
Like,
yeah, I don't know about a new car.
The
if we're talking
Bugattis are pretty
supercars,
nice.
there was one.
McLarens.
Yeah, if we're talking supercars, there was one that they had on Top Gear way back in the day called the Gumpert. The Gumpert would be my favorite.
I was always terribly fond of the McLaren from Need for Speed. Which model was it? It was the McLaren F1. Let me find a photograph of it. That is too tiny. That will not do. We must have a better. She says any car. I don't like new cars. Oh, like if we're just talking regular, like.
Yep, the Gumpert Apollo. To give you some idea, it is a hyper-engineered supercar to the point that you can't even adjust the seat in it because the engineers didn't want you fucking up their weight distribution.
That's going the extra mile.
But it's also one of the things that went the fastest around the Top Gear track.
Here we go. This was the McLaren it was the F1 from Need for Speed, so that was late 90s, early O's. That was like the first super street legal supercar that I was like, damn, I would really like to have that. I know for people our age, it might have been the Lamborghini Countach. You remember that one? Mm-hmm. That one is the like 80s, I think, supercar.
I remember in the Need for Speed game, it was the Lamborghini Diablo.
Yeah, so we got like, the McLaren was great, but this for the 80s, this was the. Let's bring this one up. Even in that yellow color too.
Yep.
Yeah, Davina saying that 70s wedge design. Yeah, this was like peak 80s too, man. I see this and I'm just like, I want the Miami Vice music going. I heard, and it has those white wheels too, which is, I think, looks kind of cheap, but there's nothing about this car that's actually cheap. So.
No, definitely not.
I've watched some YouTubers who do like car restorations, and apparently the value on these things is skyrocketing now.
Yeah.
They were actually out of the like 80s and early 90s supercars, not the most valuable because the production ran for basically from the early 80s into the mid 90s. So there was a ton of them as supercars go.
Need for Speed or Test Drive? Need for Speed.
Oh,
Especially once they got
Speed.
into the Hot Pursuit games.
God, I loved putting the spike strip down. Deploying the spike strip. Making you make them just spin out.
And then they had, what was it, Need for Speed Carbon, where you could customize your car. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people preferred. What was the really basically sim level game, Gran Turismo?
Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I mean, if you got into Gran Turismo, I mean, the famous story that they made into a movie is that Gran Turismo was such a real life simulator of car racing that the top player got recruited to be a race car driver. But I didn't want simulation. I want a good time. So
I know in Gran Turismo there was kind of a hack with the Mitsubishi 3000 GT. You could tweak the gear ratios to make it... You could basically break physics. And it was fucking stupid.
I know in real life, in the early O's, I had a lot of friends who just absolutely wanted the Mitsubishi Lancer so bad. Like, the...
Yeah. The rally car?
The rally version. Yeah, because it was a beast in the rallies.
Yeah.
All-wheel drive, just crushing it. Rallying is a very interesting race. If you just watch it, it's very different compared to what we watched a movie about.
Formula One.
Yep. So, all right, I feel like we've given them a lot of time. We're like 15 minutes in.
And what else? We're 10 minutes in. Calm down.
That's true.
We started a little late because you were doing audio checks.
Check, check. Red leather, yellow
Heath
Lamborghini.
Ledger, Jane, Judy Dench. I don't know, whatever he says.
So Forza Horizon has dirt and off-road racing too. Nice.
Yeah. I don't know, I don't do a whole lot of racing games anymore. But every once in a while I get the itch. They're like fighting games. Like, I don't play a lot of fighting games either, but every once in a while I'm like, I gotta do a fighting game. Then I usually pick up the latest Street Fighter and play that for a couple of days, and then I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah, or just get the retro like Capcom versus Marvel. That's all. Those are good. They put out that set last year, the about or a little over a year ago, and it also included the Punisher side-scrolling one. So that's a pretty good set to get. I was researching Tekken 8. They're still releasing updates. Oh my god! When did Tekken 8 come out? Tekken 8
Eight?
was released. Oh, it's I guess it just came out. So it released on
2024,
January
yeah, that's
2024. Okay, all right. I feel like Tekken's been around so long. I just thought it must have come out years ago. I totally lost track of the count. I remember Tekken Tag was one of the launch games for PS2. And I got it. Because when I got my PS2 on launch day, I got Madden, Tekken Tag, and what was the other? There was one other game I forget that I got at launch. I thought it was a shooter, but
Couldn't tell you.
yeah, you were Xbox, right?
No, I was PlayStation back then.
I also
I mean,
got
I've
the
technically always kind of been a foot in both camps, but there were certain PlayStation games where the controls were just really splashy, and they
Oh,
played better on Xbox for some reason.
Steam's doing their summer sale.
Oh, I already bought 3 games on their summer sale.
Anything good?
I got Ender Magnolia, which is the sequel to Ender Lilies, which was a fantastic game. I picked up Tactics Ogre Reborn, and I picked up Final Fantasy IX just to round out the collection.
Nice.
Yeah. There are other games I'm still eyeing, but those were the 3 I was like, it's not bad. I can get all 3 of those for like $25. I'll do it.
That's not a bad deal. Let's see in the store if there's now through
Everything's
July
on
10th.
sale right now.
Everything. I like always looking at the deep discounts though. What do we have? Jurassic World Evolution. I bet that's just a cheap. Beyond. Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy game was supposed to be pretty good. It's down to
That's what I've
$5.99.
heard.
Ooh, okay. I found the one out. Rogue City, the RoboCop game, is only like $4.
Can you get Steam on PS5? I don't believe so.
No. Steam is a PC master race kind of thing. Let's see.
Yes, it is. You can apparently get Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order for $10.
All right, here's our deep discount list here.
We're looking at the deep discounts.
Yeah. The old Crash Bandicoot.
Ooh, Sons of the Forest. You can get that for $10 right now. We should make Mad play that with us.
I remember hearing really good things about the Guardians game. It's a few years old now, but it was supposed to be good. It's only $5, $5.99. I'm gonna definitely be picking up RoboCop because I've heard really good things about that one, and it's now down. It's normally $50 and it's down to $4.99.
That might not necessarily be a good thing.
It's supposed to be a really good game, though. Look, the user reviews 16,000, very positive.
That's pretty good. Can't argue with you there.
I thought we trust Steam user reviews in general.
I don't trust them in general, but
the game publishers still make money somehow. Somehow they find a, because if you notice, I mean, all these games are multiple years old. They're probably not moving units in their normal quantity at this point. And my guess is every one of these is either so far past, being a new game that they're just trying to make money off their library, or if it's like RoboCop, they might have a DLC coming out soon, so you discount the base game so that you can move the DLC. Oh, between Kino Lorber summer sale and Barnes Noble half off Criterion sale, I just dropped over 300 on physical media. Now I'm on ramen noodle diet for July. Nice, yeah, yeah. That's my point. Yeah, Davina, the costs have long since been paid off. Yeah, these games are either ones where they were very successful and paid off their costs, or like Battlefront 2. EA is just trying to get cash flow in at this point. So
They have gotten rather desperate.
this is very positive reviews. There's a racing game, Automobilia. Well, it came out in 2020. That's kind of old. So let's do back to the summer sale.
Yeah, as far as the deep discounts go, I'm not terribly interested in any of this. Maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, but Guardians of the Galaxy isn't really my thing.
Is Terraria? That sounds like a game that you
I
might
have
play.
Terraria.
Ah, okay.
That is an old game.
Isn't there usually a thing where I can see the sales?
But yeah,
Feature. Why doesn't it? Oh, these are the deep discounts. Where's this, like, see the whole summer sale thing?
that I couldn't tell you.
Well, let's look. We got top sellers. Oh, Clear Obscure is still a top seller.
And
Dune
will continue to
Awakening,
be because it deserves it.
Elden Ring,
I
Dead
think
by
Assassin's Creed Shadows has given Ghost of Tsushima a bump. It's still selling pretty good.
Space Marine 2 is still, but that's on sale. That's why it's moving some units. Red Dead Redemption 2 is on deep discount.
Well, and one of the things that happens, especially on Steam, right, is people just throw the games on their wish list and they wait for the sale. Like, I do that all the time. That's what I did with Elden Ring. Like, money was tight when Elden Ring first dropped, so I was like, I'll put it on the wish list and I'll wait for it to go on sale. And I got it for like, can't remember, it was, I think it was 40 instead of the full price. And worth it. I mean, great game.
Yeah. Let me try to get the sales screen actually where it should be. It's probably because I'm through like the Steam part instead of using it and going to the Steam site. Try to go on their website.
I mean, I don't have enough hard drive space to install all my games. I have started to have to be a little bit picky with my 4 terabyte hard drive because it's 3/4 full.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's a big hard drive to fill up.
I have a large game library.
How many games do you have in your Steam library that you've never even played?
In my Steam library, I have 370 games. I've probably played half of them. Let's see.
I
If
like
we
the
just go down the list, 20 Minutes Till Dawn, I haven't played. 7 Days to Die, I have. Uh, Among Us is on here, but I don't remember installing that, so that was probably my kids. Haven't played Anodyne. Played all these. Played all the Assassin's Creed. Played that. I picked up Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate 2, and Baldur's Gate 3. I've played Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 3 on here, but I never played 2. I've played 2 in the past, so. Picked up BioShock and BioShock 2 and BioShock Infinite. I've never played any of them on here. Never played Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth, but I have it. Don't remember buying it, but I have it. Picked up Carry On, never played that. Yeah. Maybe I've played like 2/3 of these games.
That's actually not bad.
A lot of them I've picked up like Fear, right? I've played that on here, but I also picked up Extraction Point, Perseus Mandate, and Fear 2. Haven't played any of those. No, I'm not going down the whole list, Eric. Just trying to get an idea of how many of these I have played and how many of these I haven't played.
I mean, it is the eternal Steam question, and I've started, now that I've switched to PC gaming, I've picked up a couple games where they were like $2 on the mega discount sale, and I haven't played them. And
Vina, I don't know what kind of games you like, but if you picked up Prey, you should play it. Prey was really good. Thoroughly enjoyed that game. And it is one of those games where one, choices matter, and two, things that happen will have long-term consequences. So if you kill the wrong people or you let the wrong people die, that will have consequences. But I really liked Prey. I didn't like Dishonored. I know a lot of people liked Dishonored. I tried to get into it, but the stealth mechanics in that game were broken as hell, and I did not like it.
Interesting. That sucks. I just have a PS5 and a PS4. I mean, look, if you console games is a perfectly acceptable choice. I did it for a long time till I got shamed into PC gaming. It seems like I have a lot more options, and price points are much better on the PC, I think.
Welcome to the future, Chad.
Welcome to the year 2000. It's not like I didn't do PC gaming ever. I used to play in the late 90s, early O's, StarCraft, Half-Life, and all those other things on PC. Quake, Quake Arena. I used to play Quake 2, Unreal Tournament. But then I always had a console as well. And I pretty much went straight console from 2002-ish till, I guess, was it 2 years ago when you guys got me get this PC? Whatever I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, Davina, Persona ruined me. I picked up Persona on the PlayStation 4, I believe it was, and played it from start to finish, Persona 5 specifically. Then I picked it up on the PC because I wanted Persona 5 Royal, and I played it from start to finish again. And honestly, I might play through it a third time because that game's just so damn good.
I still prefer console. I like the control. I use a controller with my. You can use a PlayStation or Xbox controller with your PC games now.
You can also use a $17 submarine controller that works just fine.
Hey, look, guess which game is not on the Steam sale? It's a Special Mario. You see the little elevator that came up?
Yes.
Look, he's on crutches.
This is so gonna get our, we're gonna get hit on the music. I mean, I don't care. We don't make money.
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to demonetize us? You know what you know what all of zero is? Zero.
Yeah. Oh no, you took
Oh no.
you took 100% of my $0.
Oh yeah, look at this one. Was always a PC gamer. Started with, I remember King's Quest. Now
I remember both King's Quest and Leisure Suit Larry.
Leisure Suit Larry was hilarious. It was like, look, there's boobs.
Dude, one of my friends, his dad had it on the computer, and basically he said, "Yeah, if you want to play it, you can play it, but I'm not helping you answer any of the questions at the beginning."
Someone on X posted that we got that Mario before GTA 6. Yeah. Space Quest needs to come back. I really
Quest
like
was good. They're apparently the two guys from Andromeda apparently do have like a crowd-funded project they were working, but I haven't followed it very closely. And I do remember Quest for Glory. I have all of Space Quest, all of King's Quest, and all of Quest for Glory in my Steam library as well. And Quest for Glory is my favorite of the three.
Nice. I always liked the was it Space Ace, the dungeon Dragon's Lair, you know, the ones where it was the animated ones. Those were interesting.
Yeah, I remember
games
those.
where it was on a laser disc and you were basically just doing an up, down, left or right command.
Mm-hmm. And if you picked the wrong one, you died.
It was a fun game.
It was the original QuickTime event.
That's a good way to put it, yep. Because all it was QuickTime event. But it was, yeah, and then you just have to memorize, you know, the pattern of which thing you do at which point so that you don't just keep blowing quarters.
Oh, yeah. Which I did, because that game was pretty cool.
Yeah, Don Bluth animated Space Ace and Dragon's Lair. He also did Secret of Nim, the American Tale, you know, with Feifel, and the Land Before Time. So he was the non-Disney animator of the 80s. He was, I think he's still, you know, he's still alive and he still runs an animation school.
Does he?
Yep. You can,
I mean, he has a very distinct style.
it's, I think he might be the last animator alive that was trained. All right. So there was a chain of succession where it went from Disney, and then he trained like the original like 10 animators that worked with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then those animators trained the successive generations of Disney animators. Bluth was directly trained by those guys. And so I think he's the last one who's still like actually full on like working in animation, trained by the original 10 old men, I think they used to call them.
I also miss arcades. I think we need to bring them back.
There
Help
you
these
go.
kids, you know, get social.
Yeah, you can. Here you go. If you wanted to send, if the children of Slender wanted to get some advanced animation training, Don Bluth University right here.
I don't think my kids need it. They are both pretty talented already, and one of them is already doing full-on animations.
But then you get to be trained by Don Bluth, man. That's a pretty impressive thing to say. Complete your registration, send your artwork, and then the main thing: get accepted, pay your tuition. You're gonna get accepted as long as you can.
Yeah.
Because Register for June. Let's see. Backgrounds, animation, layouts, color models. If I had the ability to draw, that might be an interesting thing to do. I wonder how much it costs. What do you think it costs?
Too much.
All right. You get 10 classes with 1 week, if you make it to the last one, in Arizona with Don Bluth in person learning. Cool.
Okay.
Tuition for the entire year is $10,000.
So $1,000 a class.
Each class is 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 9 weeks, and then a full week class in person. I mean, yeah.
That's not terrible.
I mean, that's about in line with a year of college, and that's about how many. Let's do the math on how many weeks that actually is. I think that would be like a year program. Yeah, that is a one. That is exactly 52. So that's a full 1 year program. Davina's saying that arcade machines there's a lot of places with the old ones, but they're still viable in Japan. Yeah.
Well, Japan still has arcades. They still, and like I said, it's more of a social thing. It's where people go to hang out. They died here.
Like a lot of things, they got too expensive, right? When
Yep.
arcades are a quarter, you can give your kid $5 and they can play for a few hours, right?
Well, it used to be. Yeah.
Then it became 50 cents. Then it became $1. Then games got to be like $1.50, $2, $3.
It's like swipe your card, $8
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah. I think the last one I remember where it was an actual pay arcade. It was like $3 to play the newest Time Crisis. I was like, this you can't do that.
Not worth it.
Well, it's like a lot of you start pricing. I mean, these are common people pastimes. They're not like upper elite kind of things. You've got to keep it priced for the common man. If you start pricing people out, they'll stop going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Japan has a bunch of Rhythm games in particular that never released here. A ton of special games like Initial D as well.
They really like their rhythm games over there.
Yeah, they do. I think that was a fad for like 3 years here with what was Dance Dance Revolution DDR as they
EDR.
yeah there you
Brad
go,
loves
shout
that
out.
game.
Yeah, everybody around. Yep, we're dating ourselves because we all remember doing. There was you remember how whenever you'd go into the arcade with Dance Dance Revolution, there'd be that one like super nerd looking kid, and that mother effer had the pattern completely down,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, dude, why don't you do it? It was like, you're super uncoordinated for everything else in your life. How do you, is like, I see the pattern in my brain. I can just do it. I've memorized it.
I don't even see the code anymore. I just see blonde, brunette, redhead.
Yeah, games at Dave and Buster's are ridiculously costly to play. Yeah, I mean, you can't do that.
Well, and that's, I think, part of the reason they died out in America for the most part. It's like, dude, the juice is not worth the squeeze.
Yeah, I remember the Kinect had the dance games. The Sony with the camera, you could get the move, and the Wii, you would have to do the motion controls.
And then they had Guitar Hero. I remember Bride had her Dance Dance Revolution pad for playing that, and I had the guitar for Guitar Hero.
Oh, they will help you find student loans. apparently, oh, you need to use specific type of animation paper. They tell you what kind of software to use. Here's an interesting. They want you to use a metronome. This is important for timing and planning your animation. I wouldn't have thought of that, but it makes sense now that it's in there. When you're trying to figure out how many seconds you're getting of movement. Interesting. Silly. But, you know, like you said, the children of Slender do not need additional training.
I really don't think they do, and I don't think I don't think either of them is driving in that direction right now.
That's too bad. They're very talented in that.
Yeah. One of them wants to be she wants to be in criminal forensics though, so
That is definitely not animation. So
nope.
criminal.
It's because her mother watched too much Bones with her back in the day.
Oh, well, I guess that, you know, there was the one character in that show who did all the digital reconstructions.
Yeah.
Except, I'm sorry, I don't know what technology, like, it's weird that somehow they have all, they can, oh yeah, it's a crushed in skull. Here, let me give you something that's so photorealistic it looks exactly like their ID picture from their driver's license.
Yes, I have technology that can do the impossible.
Oh, we've got a culture sighting. What's up, culture?
Hey,
Hello.
I'm good. It's great to be here with you, gentlemen. I am glad to see that you classed up the place. It's just the three of us, so that's awesome. I'm also happy to be here because my name was misspelled terribly today. That was amazing.
Yeah,
And,
Tina. Did you see that, Slender, on Tina on Bad Take Bojan's post where she likes
No.
to share it? She put him in as Culture Casson.
I feel like all of a sudden I'm in Andor or some shit. I don't know what happened, but I definitely felt Cassant right there.
Oh,
hey,
did she run out of characters? Were your name was too long? It cut
Well,
off at the end there.
speaking of cutting off things at the end, isn't that what circumcision is? Regardless, I just want to say that
As far as for a few thousand years, it has been. Yeah.
I just want to say that the interesting thing about the terrible dinosaur movie is it is terrible.
I'm sorry, I told you it was playing early.
I have to tell you
Terrible
something else.
dinosaur movie.
At least you only had to pay like $6 to see it.
I have to tell you that I'm going to be seeing the next terrible film, which is rated R, yeah, on July 7th. So yay!
Rated R. Which one is that? The name of the movie? Like, what's the movie?
No, it's a rated R film.
Jurassic World Rebirth is.
No, that's PG-13.
Oh, okay.
See, the only thing that you can't get at one of those events is a horror film.
Gotcha. So Eric, he's talking about AMC theaters.
Don't tell everybody. Don't tell everybody.
Does a well, I mean,
There are special screenings available for certain movies.
so they call it sight.
Oh, don't do that.
They call it sight unseen. But
You're
with seen.
you're giving away the secrets of the movie reviewer. Why are you doing that?
Because it's a public program that's on their website.
You understand toxic man flu is not going to like you anymore for that.
Well, I know. I'm blowing the Dick's Division's
No
early
comment.
access, but it's it's interesting. All right. Did you went and saw F1 though as well, right?
I haven't seen it yet because wait, I need to tell you something. You need to understand this about me. I'm incredibly excited for this movie, and I wasn't going to inconvenience myself to see it at a time that was going to like stretch everything out for me. So I'm seeing this on Sunday, and I'm going to give myself every part of the best experience I can have. The largest screen with the best sound, et cetera, et cetera. What is this?
I'm getting a real fancy. So
What is this? Why are you fancy?
This is the F1 trailer with a watermark over it, so I can play it on a loop and not have any copyright issues. Look, wait for it. And now that it's playing, it's transparent enough. I'm using some skills.
Oh, I told Mad to do this on the stuff we were screening. To put like just enough of a translucent like thing on here. Oh shit, Brahman's here.
Yeah.
Hey, Brahma.
Bro.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, apparently everybody's showing up.
Hello.
That's the part.
70s.
Yeah.
Hello.
We've hit the magic hour. It's 45 minutes into the show.
Although I
All
haven't
right, so
seen
yeah,
F1 yet.
so I wanted to be a little more dynamic when we were doing the film reviews. So I thought, hey, you know who does something like that is Mahler, and how does he do it? He puts the giant ass watermark over the footage so that it doesn't cause issues. So I think this should hopefully.
Yeah, but you can't see shit.
I think
Yeah,
it's
you-
a real. It's a
you
real
can-
shame you're ruining that watermark with those visuals.
Yeah, I mean it's good enough.
So we have not yet reviewed F1, but I
Okay,
don't.
well-
I think it's going to be a spoiler-free review
Please,
anyway.
yeah, okay, all right. Please
Yeah.
don't spoil it for me. You guys
I
don't
mean-
understand. This is one of those movies that's like I'm looking forward to.
No. Here's
no, Culture, we do understand because you told us we didn't understand last time and then explained it to us, and we understood your explanation.
Okay,
so
good.
we
So-
understand now.
Okay.
There will be a spoiler to the extent that I tell you that they are car racing. There you go.
Yes, they
Wait a
race
minute. What?
Formula
They ra-
One
one
cars
ra-
in this.
Wait a minute. Formula One? No, actually, they're not really. They're modified F something else for the
They're
purpose of
F2s.
the- yeah.
They used F2 cars that they modified to look like Formula One cars
right.
because they're like circuits. But
Yeah.
be that as it may, it's Formula One. So, all right. So it's Slender. I think Slender and I went and saw it yesterday. I think Brahma managed to see it
Did
in
you?
his own
Just
way.
got done.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get a screener?
I'm gonna tell something to Vic Fontaine. It is not Top Gun Maverick on the. It is like Top Gun Maverick, but it is actually more similar to me. Another Jerry Bruckheimer movie that came out actually to the day as Formula One, which is Days of Thunder. So
Days of Thunder, some Rocky Balboa.
yeah, I mean it's a sports movie. It's racing, but it's still got sports themes. Acting was fantastic. I loved it. I thought it was about as solid a summer movie as you could get, where it's an enjoyable time. The movie was actually about 2 hours and 40 minutes, but it was paced so well it kept moving the entire time. I didn't feel that. I don't know, Slender, do you agree that the pacing was good so that you kind of just were going the whole time?
I felt the pacing was pretty good. I mean, they could have probably tightened up the movie a little. Like, I'd say it probably could have been 210.
See,
But
I don't
other
know
than that-
because we got a lot of character moments out of that. That they gave everybody a little bit room to breathe.
You want to cut
Yeah.
17 minutes out?
No,
Yeah.
that would be 25 minutes.
The one
210
time
would
that I had was 227.
Can I just say this? Films are too long. Oftentimes,
Without credits,
Agreed.
Chad.
Agreed.
Without credits.
Oh, okay,
and-
without credit.
and oftentimes they're too long because of hubris of the director or cinematographer or editor. And I will tell you, that is killing films. A tight 96 to 104 minutes is all you need to tell almost any story.
You know what is a perfect example of that problem as a microcosm is the John Wick series. We've talked about it before. The first John Wick is a really tight, like
It is. It is.
slightly over 90 minutes.
I just want to say, had they decreased one fall back down the stairs in the last movie, I wouldn't want to throttle Brahma every time we talk about this subject.
It would still be bad. Tox is the one who has the stare problem. My problem is the recap of John Wick 3 for an hour and a half at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, the whole desert.
They do the same hotel scene as the whole end of John Wick 3 to open John Wick 4. That's an hour of unneeded. The stairs were also a problem.
Now, getting back to a movie that's actually really good is F1, which
Yes.
I've heard nothing but positive. So if you foil that, I will be angry.
I don't think I've watched a racing movie that I haven't liked. But this
You know
one's
what?
way
did
up
you watch
there at
the one
top.
with Sylvester Stallone?
And I don't like racing. Yeah,
Grant-
with
Grant-
Estella Warren and
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone, Driven.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do you
but
remember
Grant-
when that like 2 year window they were trying to make Estella Warren?
Estella Warren and everything.
she was in
Planet of the Apes. Driven.
Yes, just like that Kang guy or any of the other bullshit they're trying to shove down our throat, including the incredibly effeminate Pedro Pascal. But let's talk about real racing movies. How does this
Shove
compare
Estella Warren down my face would be fine.
to Gran Turismo?
This is 100 times
Better than Gran Turismo, and I liked Gran Turismo as well.
I like Gran Turismo, yeah. So it's just, please don't spoil it, please.
We have. We're not.
Why do you
spoiling
keep
anything.
acting like we're going to?
Because I know you.
I mean, I think that would be more aimed at me than Slender. I'm the one.
I was
who
gonna say
spoils it.
rude,
Yeah.
but okay.
No, it's aimed at Little Chad. Little Chad
Yeah.
thrills at ruining my enjoyment of everything.
Oh,
true.
okay.
I'm sorry that I got you to go to see Jurassic World Rebirth.
Don't tell
early.
anybody. All right, it was great, dude. I have to tell you, I sat next to a guy that writes like thousands of Reddit reviews, Reddit. And
Hold on, Culture. You sat next to a genuine Redditor. Holy
no, like-
shit!
no,
that
no.
never happens in real
Was
life.
she
No, it
was she
does.
400
Did you
pounds
tell
with pink
him?
hair?
No,
Did you
he
tell
was.
him I'm with Criticless and YouTube?
I didn't.
Oh.
I said, dude, who do you play football for? Because he was humongous. Holy crap. Anyway, he had the same sentiment I did about the film. This thing, after word of mouth, is going to not do well. Dog shit. And I'm like, you're correct.
There's been 3 good to solid Jurassic Park movies out of the entire 7 movies they've made.
That's
The
what
first-
I said. That's
the
what I
first-
Wolf is
said.
only doing this to keep us from talking about the movie we were talking about.
The first one is great. The first Jurassic Park's great. The second one, The Lost World, is okay. It's good. And then Jurassic World, the first one, is okay. It's good. Those
Hey,
are the
Slender.
3 that you can
Yeah.
be okay with.
Slender, do me a favor and clip like part of whatever we're talking about and actually put it out on all of the socials, and you will elevate this channel amazingly. Just pick good clips.
That just seems like a lot of work.
It is, but it will actually make Little Chad look good someday.
Well, I'm not here to make
That's what
Little Chad
Sunday's
look
for.
good.
It's never gonna make me look good. That's fine. This is blowing off steam.
Listen, okay, I am trying to avoid sandworms and build a base.
Oh, hey,
and
do
fly an
you think?
ornithopter? So no.
Oh, do you think the new Dune's going to be good or suck ass?
The new movie that's
yeah.
not
They've
getting.
already ruined the timeline, so
It's
it
not
doesn't
Yeah,
getting.
I think
No,
it's
it's not
broken.
gonna. It's not getting made now because he went and signed to do James Bond.
Ah,
Oh wow! Okay, so tomorrow I'm
Last I
recording.
saw it's coming out in 2026.
So
Well, no,
tomorrow,
Denny
I don't know
Villeneuve,
how.
Denny Villeneuve said that he just signed for Bond and that's his next project. There's no way Dune is coming out for another 3-4 years if he does it. I don't
we
think
finally
he's.
get our time jump.
I don't think he's doing it.
He may not be doing it, but I think the movie is still coming out.
if they put the plank of wood back in the movie, I'm done.
She's definitely going to be in it.
She's
She's it in the
yeah, they're
movie.
not going to
She is
replace
it.
her. They
Yeah.
can't.
Yes, they can.
Chalamet, and they already announced the casting for the kids too, which is stupid.
They'll be too old by the time they. Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm very interested in the F1 review. Somehow, it's the only second movie I've been able to see. Oh, so
Okay.
you saw it too. So F1, number 1, I would say, if possible, me and Slender were talking. This would be a fantastic movie to go see 40X if you've got a theater near
Yeah,
you that's showing
I
it.
do. I got
This,
one of those.
This is an ideal movie to go see in 40X. Like
I got one of those. I'll go there. Look, I'm looking Sunday. This is my Sunday entertainment. This is my reward for the hard work of the week. I am so looking forward to this because I called this as the summer sleeper movie this year. Do you think I'm right?
Why
wouldn't say
why
it's
did
a
you think
s-
this was a sleeper?
exactly-
I don't
Yes,
think
I
it's
don't
a
think it's a
sleeper.
sleeper.
No, it's
Because no, it is not to us guys, but to the rest of the world. They were not jazzed about this movie. Apple doesn't exactly inspire anybody to go see their limited theatrical release bullshit.
this
So-
wasn't. I mean, this isn't a limited. They're doing the full. Warner Brothers.
That's what I'm saying. This is
Warner-
a real movie.
Yeah, because Apple gave it to Warner Brothers to do the distribution,
Distribution,
and advertising. This isn't an Apple like what they did with the Jordan movie or
or
not
any
Jordan,
other bullshit they made. Yeah.
Tetris.
Mad
The best
sleeper
of the
movie.
Apple movies.
This Matt is doing his best. The Wire sleeper movie.
Shit. What would be amazing if he showed up on the panel? I haven't seen Matt in like 2 months. He's hiding from me.
He was waiting for us to be done with F1.
Wow.
Tom Cruise is hyping up now, and the actual
So,
F1 has been doing like F1 is the most popular sport in next
In
to
the
soccer in the world, and you could argue it may even be
It does exceed
popular in a lot of areas. It's It just doesn't. It never caught on in the U.S., which is interesting.
Well, that's why we have the new Vegas circuit, and why they're hyping the shit out of that, and why that's actually, I think, included in the movie. Did you guys see that?
Well, they do an
do you want us to
F1
spoil?
race.
That would be a spoiler, and I'm
Yeah.
not. Going to
Not
tell
really.
you.
They were talking about that shit last year when they were doing the. Anyway, it's fine.
So they did film this movie during race season.
Yes.
At multiple events where they, in order to heighten the realism, so like Slender and I, can confirm, like when they're doing the race scenes, they're in full. Like the crowds are there.
Yeah.
They're in the like the pit area is full of people, and it's the real drivers and real race
They
teams.
got the blankets on
Yeah.
the tires. They're doing all the right stuff.
Yeah, no, and this is something that
Use
Bo
real
the Hit.
racing footage and intersperse it.
Yeah, they
This
did
is-
film on the Vegas circuit.
Yes, they did. And this is why Bo the History Bro and I talked about this at length on that videos, because I told him, I was like, dude, this may be a sleeper hit because it's such a large sport globally. And like I was excited because I was thinking, okay, this is going to be a great swan song hero.
Swan song.
Swan song.
A schlong song.
A schlong song.
Schlong song.
Anyway, it's going to be great. And so, like, he and I were talking about it, and it's like, this is so much better to look forward to than, like, Fantastic Boar.
I haven't seen it yet, and I do want to see it, and I'm going to try and figure out how to see it in the next few days. But is it as good as the 1966 Grand Prix movie?
Yes, I mean
I think it's the best racing movie I've seen. And
It's an-
again,
Really?
I don't
Yes.
like any form of racing. I don't like NASCAR. I don't like F1.
I just-
but I love it in movies.
Yeah,
by
I mean,
the way,
granted,
I said going into the movie, whether I like it or not, Brad Pitt will give a good performance, and that's enough. And
Yes,
in
Brad
addition to
gave a
the
good
fact that he
performance.
gave a good performance, it was also a really good movie.
oh, by the way,
And Javier Bardem was fantastic. And
everybody was good.
he has slimmed down quite a bit. I mean,
Yeah, he did lose
maybe
weight.
not from Dune, but from some of his earlier roles, he looks pretty good.
So
for his age
The real
now.
Nissan Al Gaib was Brad Pitt the whole time.
oh, by the
Yeah.
way, did Pitt get laid in this movie, you think?
Yes.
I thought you said you don't want spoilers.
Okay, that's not
Don't
a
want
spoiler.
spoilers, then you ask us questions.
What's a hot chick?
Carrie Condon, yes, she's excellent in the movie as well. By the way,
Condom is a really difficult name for a woman.
Condon.
All right. sorry.
Condom, not condom.
She's super Irish, super hot, and
And
I
it comes
realized,
true.
and I finally realized why she looks so familiar to me the whole movie. Do you guys remember the show Rome?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
She was Octavius's sister in Rome.
Oh.
Yeah, well,
Except
she was.
at the time she was like 19. So
Well, Condon ended up being a condom for Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Anyway,
Is that show that old? Because she's looking 40-ish.
that movie,
Easy.
that show came out in like 2002,
Rome is-
2003.
yeah, dude, it's like
20 years ago more.
2025.
I guess
Yeah.
that puts her at 40-ish then.
Yeah, she's hot for her age. She's perfectly
Oh,
good.
so is Jennifer Connelly. Let's be honest.
She was born, actually, I looked it up. She's born in 83. So she is 40.
So she's 2 years younger than us.
42.
41, 42, depending on
She's January 83. So she's.
Okay, so I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, this is going to be a good movie.
It is
So,
an excellent movie.
So
And Carrie Condon is really good with Brad Pitt. The chemistry is palpable. Like I think Slender can, you saw it, Brahma, you saw it. Like their
Who
scenes
doesn't
together.
have good chemistry with Brad Pitt? Come on now.
Jennifer Aniston.
That's true.
I mean,
Angelina Jolie.
not anymore. They had good chemistry when he was married, but then once he put a ring on it, it just evaporated.
No, he works well with her. He works well with Javier Bardem. He works well with the other driver. I mean, everything about this script and the story works great. And yes, it's like almost every other racing movie you've seen, but at the same time, they do things differently.
Yeah, he
Different
took
enough to make it better than a lot of the others.
He took a lot of the stuff he learned with putting the cameras in the cockpits and doing, very kinetic motion scenes from Top Gun, and he applied that same. In fact, I think because of the open wheel racing setup, he was more able to get cameras in different zones. He had drones flying with them at high speed. I would say this is probably, and I'm going to say the same word again, it is the most kinetic race movie I've seen. Like, where you're really feeling like, in that
Tires,
driver's
that
seat.
kind of crap. Yeah. And the speed.
Who does Jennifer Aniston have good chemistry with? She had decent chemistry
Herself.
in We're the Millers. She had decent chemistry with the dude, the Ted
Not Ed
Lasso.
Helms, but the other one, Ted Lasso.
Yeah, that movie. I
Jason
love.
Sudeikis.
Yeah, I actually really like We're the Millers. I thought it was a very funny movie.
It was a funny movie.
No regrets. No regrets. Not even one letter. But so yeah, I would say in order of way to see this movie, 4DX would be my top choice. If you had an IMAX, I would say that would be second choice, because we didn't see it on an IMAX, but I think it would be incredible with a really big screen too. Like, especially because the IMAXs usually also have the souped up sound system, and the sound mixing. The sound mixing in this was really good too. The engine noise, the stuff, man. You don't realize, because I don't watch F1 racing. This shit is like
200 miles an hour.
Not just
crazy.
the speed, but the amount of time, effort, and technology that goes into an F1 car is like,
It's fucking ridiculous.
They have a very
The
unique wine.
downforce and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a very unique wine. And what makes me really happy about this is they didn't really let Christopher Nolan anywhere near the sound design.
Yeah, you can hear people talking.
That's right. Yeah.
I did really enjoy, like, they get into the nuances of racing in a way that is very accessible. This is why I compared it a lot to Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder, yeah.
The
That's
way
what I keep
Days-
hearing.
Days of Thunder gave you a primer, so if you had never seen NASCAR before, in an entertaining way, they gave you everything you would want to know to understand NASCAR racing.
Yep.
This movie gives you everything you would need to know to have a basic understanding of F1 racing, about in terms of how it works with
very
the
basic. Yeah.
the point system, the way the drivers work, that there's 2 drivers per team, that this is the way, and like
How
Slender
a
said,
red flag works.
they
how
got into blue
penalties
flags,
work.
red flags, penalties. They got into the different types of tires, slicks, hards, like why you would want them in different situations. It was,
Intermediates when it's
Yeah.
raining. Did anybody, when Davina made that comment, did anybody else read it as the beginning of Hook? The gearbox is screaming. The gearbox is screaming. The old lady, when the kids are taken, the children are screaming.
no, I think you're alone on that one.
That was the first thing I thought of. Hook.
I don't know
mean
why you
Hook?
went there, but
Isn't
I
the
don't
movie
know.
called Isn't the movie called Hook?
Hook. Where's the hook? Hook.
okay, yeah. So
Where's
to
the
to Eric's point, the commentator's accent on F1, yeah, they were mixing in the actual like the I guess English F1 broadcasters. Into
I have
the
to tell
mix.
you, this is one of the few films I was looking forward to this year. I'm glad to hear it's good.
Now, Soul, we're trying to avoid some of the more spoilery parts. There is a very cohesive storyline that is very rewarding to watch, where the acting is very well done. In fact, this has one of the scenes that I might say is probably might become one of my favorite as an example of how underrated Brad Pitt as an actor is. I talked with Slender about it on our way out. It's a very quiet scene where Brad Pitt is conveying a lot of internal emotion in a way that only really good actors can do, and he gets very underrated because he's been known as the handsome, like, actor guy for so many years. People sleep on the fact that he's actually also a very well trained and capable actor. He finally
call him
won
a
an
thespian.
Oscar. He finally won his Oscar for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is also one of my favorite Brad Pitt movies now of all time. I watched the clips of him killing the Manson people
It's hilarious.
like every
Love it.
few months just because it's hilarious. He's
Well,
like,
if you watch Burn After Reading, where he's the hapless gym employee, he's phenomenal in that. He's so good at doing comedy or making fun of his image or fun of himself.
Eric, you're right. Since it is this good, he's suggesting a spoiler discussion. Yeah, next week maybe we'll do
Give
a full
everybody
spoiler
a week to see it, like we do with
Culture. Will have time to actually experience it too, and then we can get into it. And then because I would love to talk a little more detail, because I'll tell you the four leads: Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, Carrie Condon, and then the young driver, as played by Damson Idris.
Yes.
He is actually really good at it. Like that. He nails the role, and he also like working opposite Brad Pitt. I think Slender. What did you agree that he was actually pretty good at nailing like the young, like up and coming driver character?
Yeah, I thought he was good. He made me dislike him several times.
Understand that this
Even
was
his
actually
mom was good. That's she played the therapist in Ted Lasso.
Yeah, I would say F1 is better. I liked Rush. F1 is much better because I think the story is. I mean, Rush is constrained by the fact that it's a real life biography, and they have to stick mostly to what happened. This one
Kind of Gran Turismo too.
Yeah,
right.
This one they get the ability to play with it and make it a entertaining story because they're writing it from scratch.
But the reason this is so good is because it was produced and essentially helped along financially by Lewis Hamilton himself, world champion F1 racer. So there's a lot of reasons why this was going to be good. That's just one of many. And
I
on
thought it was
that,
because the whole team from Maverick decided to join in for this.
The
writer,
cinematographer, the writer,
cinematographer. It's everything.
And Joseph Kosinski is an underrated director. He did Oblivion. I think it's one of Tom Cruise's more underrated movies. It got overshadowed. It got overshadowed because it came out right after Edge of Tomorrow, or as it's known in other places, Live, Die, Repeat.
Live, Die, Repeat.
It's always going to be known as Edge of Tomorrow to me.
Yeah, that's the actual name.
The original name, yeah.
The actual name of the manga it's based on is All You Need Is Kill.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was adapted into Edge of Tomorrow. And then they finally came up with a name that's actually much better. I think if they had named it Live, Die, Repeat, it would have done even better at the box office.
I think so. And again, it's one of the few movies that benefited from a title change, unlike the fantabulous emancipation of Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Wibble.
Or the New Avengers.
Yeah.
Well,
the asterisk.
Jesus. The dog shit. Speaking of the dog shit, I'm going to exit now. Thank you for having me to talk about F1.
Get back in here.
Next week we'll talk about it with spoilers, and you can have a good time.
Oh, dude, I am here for that. You know me. I love talking good movies, and I haven't had one to talk about in a long fucking time. So, oh, by the way, Fantastic Four is in the window. I'm going to be talking about that early too. I'm going to tell you.
Nice.
So far, not looking good.
I don't have any doubt.
So you taught Culture a new trick, and he's never going to be on the Monday night show again, huh?
I don't think it's
That's not how I'm seeing it. That's not how I'm seeing it.
Okay.
So yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be seeing Superman early too. So
well, if Culture wanted to, you can actually, with the fact that his channel has enough subscribers and he does enough reviews.
Oh no!
He can apply for credentials from the actual Critics Association.
Actually,
and then he would also be able to vote on the Critics Awards, which is their Oscars.
I don't want to do that. Alan says that sucks. I don't want to do that. But no, I look. I'm just going to say it this way. I don't even care anymore. If Hollywood is so driven by the narrative that I go to a movie, I just won't hold back.
Driven.
They are. Speaking of driven, I gotta go. Everybody have a great night. I thank you for allowing me to pop in. Imp, it was great to see you. I didn't hear you say a word.
And, you know that it's Imp's birthday weekend, and he's doing a birthday stream.
What day is your actual birthday?
Monday.
Really?
It's Monday.
Monday is your actual birthday?
Well, he's doing a birthday stream tomorrow, though.
Really? Okay, so what you need?
You were included on the tag list on Twitter.
What you need to do, Imp, is just decide that you're going to have a birthday month. It works out so much better.
I'm not mad.
Okay, well, that's true. All right. Well, can you have a birthday weekend? Are you okay with that?
Okay,
yeah,
that's
fair enough.
what I'm
okay.
doing.
All right. And I will say this. Thank you for the invite. I will also say, Slender, that's a nice hat.
It's a helmet.
Yeah, it's my Formula One helmet.
Slender's helmet is on full display.
It's a hat.
He needs a helmet, not an F1 helmet, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, clearly it
Dude,
doesn't
and
have
you
the
just
Safety
got
helmets.
doesn't even have the foreskin. And it's gone. What happened? I'm gonna
Slender
go.
Kicked him out.
I'm gonna
Nice,
go.
CC.
Have a great
See you,
night.
mate.
Love
All
you
right,
guys.
bye.
Hey,
Later.
guys, check out the new channel because I'm gonna have more subs than Mads real soon. I'll see you soon.
I say good day, sir.
Good day.
Now Matt
So
will show up.
this is Vic Fontaine.
You've got to take control with culture sometimes.
Yeah, this is Vic Fontaine blowing culture spot. It's called Screen Unseen, and he thinks July 7th should be that one. All right, so I think we can notify Mad that we are done with F1 now. If we want.
Well, one last thing,
Sure.
not a spoiler necessarily, but what did you guys think how they did with the soundtrack?
I like the.
I thought the
sound
soundtrack
mix,
was
yeah.
on point.
Did you notice the switch?
Between the two leads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. I mean, it's a good way to do audio storytelling.
Each character has a style.
It was noticeable. Yes.
Well, yeah, and then there was the noticeable in terms of how they stylistically approach training, everything. It was perfect. It was great.
Yeah. Fantastic movie. Everybody go see it so we can talk about it next week, and nobody is butthurt about it.
And if they are butthurt about it, I don't care.
I will let Mad know.
All right, I'm gonna have you guys guess. What do you think this is?
A growery.
Solar farm.
No, I'm going to go with.
It's an
Brahma,
ice
sort of
detention
like-
center. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Looks
this
like
is
the sort of-
this is the alligator farm or the alligator
No,
detention
Alcatraz.
center, isn't it?
That's what I was
Alligator
thinking.
Alcatraz.
no. I've got different footage for that for Sunday show. This is the Friday show. We will keep it light.
Okay, then I'm going with a growery with its own water cleaning station.
Grow up.
Yeah, so this is what happens when Dyson, the guys who make the wicked expensive vacuums,
need to produce food.
decide to make strawberries.
Really good food.
So he's got like
Asked a
these
group of
crazy,
engineers at Dyson what they could do
overly
to improve
engineered, but at the same time, apparently it's
One of the things we
producing
came up
massive
with
amounts.
They used to just use fields for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is the biggest rig
It's
Dyson's ever
crazy.
made. 24 meters
You look
long,
quite nice.
5.5
Yeah,
meters
but I
tall.
guess by doing
Probably
this, they can have
tasteless. 100 kilograms.
continuous
We
like
did the whole thing
production. It's
ourselves. Every bit of wiring, every
Year-round
nut
production,
bolt,
yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Spent a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this rig for the last 2 years. It's like
So
having
it's
a
just
child.
crazy.
Every
I
single
was
bolt
like,
I've got
who would have thought that the
But
vacuum
wait,
guys
who's going
are
to pick
also
your strawberries?
Except in the height of the summer.
Nobody.
season.
That's
So what I've
nobody's
done
going to
is
pick the
build
strawberries.
two
It's a
huge
machine.
greenhouses, and from that we can produce
Look, the machine. No, they've got a.
you can imagine all year round.
I've
I wonder
seen
if
this
that-
guy in commercials.
Is that machine illegally imported though? Is
It's
it an
got an-
illegal machine?
It's got an H1B2 visa.
This
Oh,
is
right, okay.
stacking
Yeah.
strawberries up across these multiple levels. The challenge you then
Super
get is light
strawberries.
levels and shadowing and making sure that the leaf and the leaf canopy gets enough sunlight.
I wonder what
By
Jeremy Clarkson
using
thinks
this
if he
system,
sees
we're
this.
able to move the plants around and make sure every plant gets the maximum.
Yeah.
He's like,
His
but where's
farm
the
is not quite
Lamborghini
as-
trailer?
Where's the Lambo?
energy as possible, supplementing that with the LED lights.
Growing things is like making things. I'm a manufacturer. And so I suppose in a way I've approached farming from that point of view.
It's
So
just
how can we
interesting
make
to me
it
that
more
this is
efficient? What
something
technologies can we bring in
like
that
what am
will
I going to do
improve
with all that
the
vacuum
quality,
money?
the taste of the food,
Let's
use the land
completely
better so that
change
we can
how we
invest further
engineer
and
farming.
Make a difference to farming.
So this is one of our Dyson owner sensor packs.
I like how
We've got
this
a very
guy
high
understands
accuracy
branding
CO2
too. His
sensor,
name's on
sensor humidity
everything.
and temperature.
Yeah.
And then on the top
Yeah.
there, this is the apogee power sensor. So that detects
Yeah, vertical
only the
farming.
wavelengths that the strawberry plant is interested in, and then we know how much we need to top up.
This would be the kind of shit you would also have if you were,
We've got this
Elon Musk
supply
and
system.
sending
That's what I was just
a
thinking
large ship
about.
into interstellar
And then
space.
by
You'd need
day
stuff
two,
like this.
and we go
Yeah,
through
or a moon
the
base,
reactor,
or
and
a
then
Mars
once the water
base.
flows through, that goes into the
Here you go,
drain
Seven.
here,
He's
which
like,
Oh, so he's
strawberry
Strawberry
fields.
fields forever.
I'm just thinking in terms of who would be most likely to want to have this kind of technology. it
You
would
get
be
a
very
2.5
applicable,
times uplift
yeah,
in
to
the
growing
output of
and
the
you know you
greenhouses.
want to have to figure
This
out something where you can do
vertical growing
agriculture in
system
space.
will allow farmers
You use
to
the boring
produce very
company
best
to make a
foods,
gigantic
eat
cavern, and
make
then you
Britain
just
more secure
put in one of
in the
these
same food
cylinders that
production.
makes strawberries.
We've got wonderful
And then you
land,
can
and we
mulch
should
the
be able to
dead
grow
human
everything.
bodies in to
Yeah.
feed them.
I just saw that and thought that was pretty cool, and I
It
wanted
is
to give,
cool.
and I knew that Mad would have no interest in it, so
Strawberry fields forever.
Well, I let him know on text and on DM, so
Slender,
either
do
he
you
went
want,
to sleep or
I'm
he'll
sure
be.
he'll get the message as soon as he wakes up.
Are you at your
It has been
at the
5
base?
No,
Aw.
I'm in the radiation zone.
All right. When you get back to the base, I'd like you to pop up and do a base tour. I think it would be pretty cool to see the new kick-ass base that you've built.
Okay.
I know Brahma eventually will try playing.
Sure, I will.
Brahma said the game just never caught his interest.
It really didn't. Plus, I've got Night Rain to play, Liza P to play. I've got.
Oh,
all
I've got
kinds of
that
crap
now.
to
I haven't,
play
I
right
haven't
now,
started Liza
so-
P yet, but I've got a copy now.
And I
Oh, you're
just
talking about the
survival game.
DLC, of course. You're going to play the DLC.
Oh yeah, I've already
Yeah,
started it.
I haven't started the main game yet.
Impure
just-
volume is real low.
Yeah, fucking Windows.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like,
did you? It
barely
downloaded an
audible.
update. Soylent Green is an actual product now. Mr.
It's
Dyson,
people!
it was like, my approach to Soylent Green is like engineering of any type. If you're going to mass murder people for meat, how would you do it the most efficient way possible?
Yeah,
Stuffed it
absolutely.
with strawberries. It's different than the way Gates is doing it with the bugs.
All right. Then we'll try since Slender's doing the thing. I wanted to try a new thing that kind of dovetails off some of the fun we have with our trivia, and I call this segment "We Used to Be a Proper Country."
I think
Oh,
we
is
called it
that
"We Were
what
a
this
Proper
was?
Country" once.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that was. I was like, is he gonna try and do some fucking political shit on here?
No, this
Oh,
is
and I've
gonna
got
be
Stellar Blade too. Yeah.
all
Oh,
right.
that's the other one I haven't picked up yet. Is that on sale? I might pick that up too.
Oh, Steam
Probably
Summer
not. It
Sale.
just
I'm going
came
to
out
check.
like 3 weeks ago.
Let me check.
Yeah, but Steam Summer Sale, man.
Summer
Everything goes
sale.
on sale.
Only ever buy on sale.
So this is the first thing. This is what we get now, right?
Stalker 2.
This is so if you go to an AMC theater and right before the feature presentation starts, you're gonna get
We come
this
to this
stupid
place
Yes.
Imagine.
opening with
everybody
Nicole
hates.
We come to
Kidman.
AMC theaters to laugh, to cry, to care. Because we need that.
Those are some strategically placed top buttons on
And
that.
did you see
jacket.
and like how like number one, no theater is ever that clean except the
I was
first show in the
just
morning.
thinking that is the cleanest I've ever seen.
No, if you want a clean theater, the time you go is very first show because that's when the custodial crew worked overnight and actually cleaned everything.
Actually
And-
cleaned instead of just running a broom through the aisles?
Okay, number one, the way we did it when it was slope floor, like the old Megaplex era, you remember they were sloped floors, right?
Yeah.
With the regular like drop down seats. We used leaf blowers. You would start in the back of the theater and just blow everything to the front, and then your ushers would sweep it all up. And yeah, some stuff got caught because it didn't blow. Whatever. You had 5 minutes to get that theater turned
Was
around.
there quite a few things blown in that theater, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now you could
Only
take an hour and do it because there's nobody lined up for the next show.
70s. The only time that happened that I was there was in Dr. Dolittle 2, and it was very awkward because it was a sold out show, and the kids were there with their parents, and
it's
they
awkward.
decided to do that stuff in the theater, and it was awkward.
Did you intervene?
It was we found them. We were going into. It was actually when we were going
right,
into clean.
okay.
Credits were going. The parents, both sets of parents, had already exited the theater and were waiting. So we're ushers and everybody, and we go in. We're like getting everything geared up, and we flip the lights on because we think everybody's out, so you can turn the lights up, and then there they are. And it's like, whoa.
It seemed like the kind of movie to get you hot and heavy Does it?
It's
really?
because they were teenagers and they were available
True.
with each
Any
other.
movie would do
Yeah,
that.
anything. Do you remember the Seinfeld joke where he was pent up, so he started making out with the girl at Schindler's List? All right, so yeah, so Nicole
Indescribable
Kidman.
feeling we get.
Yeah, and her face is jacked because this was filmed a few years back. I think
And
right
we
after
go
she had
somewhere
gotten 3 layers of
never been
Botox
before.
attached.
Not just entertained, but somehow reborn.
It's truth, is she, Nosy?
Dazzling images on a huge silver screen.
And so magically the
Sound
soda
like
showed
you
up, by the
feel.
way, too.
Somehow,
Yeah,
And
that
he goes
wasn't
and
it.
sits in the second or third row.
Okay, well, the ideal seating is center. No, so that actually is where
I
she
do
should
that.
be sitting.
I sometimes do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to sit at the back, so it's nice and quiet at the front.
AMC theaters. We make movies better.
All right, so that is what we get now. This, well, I remember, I attached all these over the years I was there. This one was my favorite one we did. It came out in 1998. It was the AFI 100th anniversary one. And tell me if this wasn't just much better. You can tell someone just actually recorded from the 35mm print too.
Go to the movies.
Get the movies. That's what pictures see. Ooh, there's a lot of people in that cinema.
Yep.
Don't see that now.
We get the
smaller.
And now we transition to the Dragonheart music, which is awesome.
It's true that there was nothing like Independence Day in the theater.
Yep.
I saw it. It was a run by fruiting.
He's looking at you, kid.
So
proper movies.
That's how you properly do that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, we should
Instead
be
of lizard
preserving
people talking to us?
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing? Yeah, advertising is a lost art form. So that's what I think. One of the reasons we have so much fun with trivia and we stick to what we do, and one of the things that we do have problems with when we're into trivia, is once you get past 2010. And I don't think this is us just being old men or something. Shit just got stupid. and they don't it's like people forgot how to do things that actually were moving. So, it's nice. F1 was a great movie. And so, it made me think about all this soul. Yeah, like today, a lot of today's soulless crap and things like that.
You mean Ironheart?
Yeah. And so I thought about it, like, what's a good thing? Like, that sums it up, and I was like, the Nicole Kidman intro is so stupid and terrible. Yeah, what a huge difference. One is all about the fancy stuff in the theater, the other is all about the movies. Yeah, which one makes you want to go to the movies? The second one, the older one, actually made you want to, because it talks about having that actual experience of enjoying the movie instead of just Nicole Kidman narrating something.
It makes me want to go to those movies. It doesn't necessarily make me want to go to the movies.
Yeah. If they offered a free blowjob like Chad was talking about, then yeah, maybe.
I mean, yeah, I could have you the tales. That one was terrible. The guy who decided to pee in the back of the theater during The Mummy Returns was an awkward situation.
I've had at least 2 movies where somebody puked either directly in front of me or like in the seat to the left of me. And that'll ruin your experience.
Pukers to the right of me. Stuck in the middle.
Over the decades, I've had some terrible experiences, but I think the absolute worst was watching Road to Perdition, which is an R-rated movie, and somebody brought their toddler, and it ran around the cinema.
I think I can tell you. I think I might have told this story.
Might have told this.
Did I? I think I've told it on stream about Passion of the Christ. Where we had the woman who brought
where
her
they
like
thought
kids.
it was appropriate to bring kids,
and and she was reading the subtitles to them the entire movie.
Yep,
that one was bad. I'm trying like the
But
terrible
I
things.
said to the manager, how can a toddler be allowed in an R-rated movie? And they say, oh, we can't stop them. We can't stop them. There's nothing. They can take their toddler.
But if they're running around wild, you can have them kicked out.
Well, we were the ones that left and got our money back, and I just waited and saw it again another time. But like, I just couldn't believe it. They're just sitting there like this, watching their toddler screaming, running around the theater.
R-rated movies. So we used to be all right. So AMC, because at least when I worked there, we used to be very strict about that. We actually had a policy where you wouldn't allow any children under 6 in an R-rated movie after 6. It was so no under 6 after 6.
Mm.
And then
that way you don't have to give a ton of refunds because people like 70s had to walk out because they didn't want to inconvenience the mother. They stay and the mother and the kid leaves, or the father and the kid.
But do you want to guess why that went away? Lawsuits out of California.
Lawsuits,
yeah, because
shocking.
You can't stop me taking my kids to a movie.
They sued us. I say us because when I was working there at the time, they sued AMC on the grounds that it was racist. What do you?
Isn't everything these days?
Do you think it's
what a strange thing to say?
Allegedly, like taking children under 6 to R-rated movies after 6 p.m. and not allowing that was somehow racist.
What a weird thing to say to sue over. What are you trying to say? When you make this lawsuit, what are you trying to say with this lawsuit?
It's confession through projection. Yeah. I took my mom to a movie once, and some teenage girl was giving her friend a BJ behind us. That was embarrassing. Ooh, that would be. I mean, maybe you move seats if it's not sold out at that point,
or you turn around.
This is why I stopped going to the movies for years. I couldn't be bothered with this crap anymore. You know.
Brahma's answer would have been,
"Don't forget the balls."
No, he would have been like, "No, mom, let me watch."
Let the boy watch. Feel it in my plums.
It's like, look, you just start adding commentary. Well, she's definitely making the effort, but the technique isn't there yet. You can tell she's a rookie.
Oh dear, she seems to have gotten some tooth on that.
When I think back to when I was a kid, though, we used to go to movies in my small town theater that I lived in. It was raucous in there, to say the least, especially if it was movies aimed specifically at kids or teenagers. So there was no politeness then either. It was people were throwing shit and fighting and all sorts of crap was going on. So it was still pretty bad even back in the day, you know. So I don't know. But I gave up going to the movies for years because of that stuff. That's why I like going to Korean movies now, because it's usually either me on my own or 4 other people in there, all sitting very far apart. It's lovely. Just sit there. It's lovely. No phones, no noise. Great. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. I think Eric in chat says go to the premium shows because when you're paying the extra, there's less likely for that to happen.
Yes.
Possible. I agree with that one. Here we go. Theater I worked for got a complaint from someone who was ejected and turned it into a PS. It was always tough when you had to deal with ejecting people because they never thought it was for the reasons they should have been ejected. Even though you're disrupting the movie for everybody, you need to leave.
I can read the subtext in that statement.
I can read it too.
I can tell you that I had one time where people lived up to the stereotype, and it was in what was the one with Liam Neeson and Catherine Zeta-Jones, the Haunting? Was that the name of it? With
could be
Owen Wilson. Anyway, so it was the first time I'd ever walked into a theater, and there was a really loud black woman yelling, "Bitch, get down!" Like, what are you doing?
Why are you going upstairs?
It's like, and it was she was yelling at Catherine Zeta-Jones, and I was so taken aback by seeing the stereotype happening. I was like, I'm gonna let that one go. I'm gonna walk away because I feel like this is a recipe for me getting in a lot of trouble if I try to.
I will send one of my underlings in.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. but that was the only time I had it like really happen in the in a horror movie where you were supposed where that was the stereotype. I just also remember in Scary Movie when the one girl was like, "I'm watching Shakespeare in Love," because that makes me laugh because I would sell tickets for that movie.
Shakespeare. That's funny. Shakespeare.
Owen Wilson gets decapitated. Yes, he did. It was
But that's a play on The Omen where David Warner got his head cut off by a plate glass window.
I think that was Slender's way of telling you, not only am I not playing video games, you have completely lost me on this segment. I left altogether and now I'm in chat.
No, he did say in the back. He said, "Be right back."
yeah.
Did he? Okay.
This is where no, this is around the time where he'd want a smoke break anyway.
So Eric's asking if we think pricing is the only way a theatre can prevent this kind of behaviour. I don't think so. I think
No,
4
easy.
million
That'll just
volt
price everybody out.
4 million volt tasers would work.
Just build them into the chairs.
That's right. Just when they
In
start
the back,
smoking.
in the lower back of the chair, like right around where the kidneys are.
That's right. When they start smoking, you take your finger off the button.
Well, here's the problem. I'm gonna be honest. People pretending like this is a new problem for movie theaters.
It's not new.
It's not new in any way. Like
That's what I was trying to say. It was pretty raucous
Yeah.
back in the 60s
Yeah,
and 70s.
This is you go to a theater, you go to a communal experience. There's stuff that sometimes hits a nerve, and people go. Rocky Horror,
Especially if
is a
Paul Rubens is in there.
Well, Rocky Horror is a very specific case, though, because it's that kind of movie that everyone. I've been to Star Trek premieres of Star Trek movies, and it's all Trekkies, and everyone's cheering and shouting and clapping.
I mean, and
Or
people
the Star
are into
Wars
it.
prequels where people are doing
Yeah.
lightsaber battles in the aisle.
Exactly.
The best thing for me was seeing the dude dressed as Darth Maul. He was in line from the morning. He was in full makeup and costume that he had done based on the trailers. And so we're doing the line management for the midnight show, because back then, by the way, midnight like previews were one show at midnight.
Did not actually show up until
Yeah.
Friday, which was midnight Thursday.
So people got in line, a couple days before. There was a
we
couple
camped 2
people.
days before
Yeah.
for the second one.
But this guy showed up in the morning, so he was still in the first third of the line for the theater. And we had seen it, so we knew what happened to Darth Maul. And we were like, good for you. And
You're
he's
gonna
like,
have a bad day, buddy.
he thinks he's like the new Darth Vader, like for the next trilogy. And we're like, not so much. But it's okay. But we're not spoilers, so we're like, that's cool. That's fine. You're going to do it.
I wish he had been, because he was a cool character.
But to the question of theaters, that problem, it's not a new problem. It's just people coming into as a group to watch something. So I don't think it's a big, in fact, I think a lot of people, I don't want to say enjoy it, but like that's part of actually having a communal experience. Not everything goes perfect, right? You're not sitting in a theater that's so empty you can take out your little lighted pen and make notes on a pad for your critical review later. You're enjoying an experience with
It's
a group
great
of
when
people.
everyone's
Also,
into
if you're
it,
at
yeah.
home, your wife just asks you, "What just happened?" Over and over and over.
I missed
and
that.
in the
What was it?
theater, somebody in the row behind you will be like, "Shut up," and it actually works sometimes.
And you don't have to be the one to say it.
Exactly.
I remember back in the day before when they had like movies like Rock Around the Clock first showed in Britain, early rock and roll days. They used to rip the cinemas apart. The audience, they would rip the seats out and riot with all these early
True
rock and roll movies.
style.
Yeah, there was some pretty heavy stuff happening.
So Davina, what you're talking about is they went nuts at the chicken jockey moment.
What is the chicken
It was a
jockey?
TikTok thing where you were supposed to throw your popcorn at that point because it started and then everybody did it and then the theaters got pissed.
I don't know why, because they were selling more popcorn than that way.
Yeah.
So what is the? By the way, what is the chicken jockey? I've never played Minecraft.
It is a
Chicken
baby.
jockey.
What is
So,
it?
Slender, you have the more of the Minecraft
The
lore.
chicken jockey. Okay, there's these annoying little fucking baby zombies that are super fast. And sometimes, as they're running at you, there might be a chicken wandering around, and they'll jump on the chicken and ride the chicken after
Okay,
you.
now I get it. Okay. I get it.
So they
and
were
they're
dubbed
even more annoying.
chicken jockeys.
Yes.
My life is now complete. I understand what they're talking about.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've told you, Chad, like the movie theater where I grew up, it turned into like, instead of people having fights at school, it's like, well, I'll see you out by the movie theater. They did it so because they thought they wouldn't get in trouble. No, instead of getting suspended, you get arrested and then suspended.
We just had fights out by the football field.
No, for whatever reason, like when I was in junior high, it was always fights always happened at the movie theater.
The turf wars.
Like it got to a point where there was at least 4 cop cars sitting in the parking lot of the movie theater every Friday night.
Oh, all right. So what we would do is we paid detail officers to be. We wanted 2 of them Friday nights, all day Saturday, and Sunday through the evening. And for Friday nights and Saturday nights, we would have them bring the paddy wagon and park it right in front of the theater so they could just make arrests.
I've always liked the name Paddy Wagon, implying that it was probably invented for raucous Irish people back in the 1800s.
Clearly it was.
Likely.
Yeah, likely. It's a lovely name.
But it was, I mean, I would get the officers when the guy was pissing in the back of the theater. That was one where I got the officer. Because the guy was, number one, I'm pretty sure if this was 2025 when it happened, I could have called Tom Homan and he would have had other legal issues to face.
Yeah.
But this guy was so drunk and so not capable of speaking English. He's just sitting there, and so we get the officer, we're taking him out of the theater. He's like swaying as he's trying to stand. And we're like, do you understand that you were pissing against the back wall of the theater? And he just was like, not responding.
No hables. Yeah.
I had to go.
Oh, nice. Slender is about to do a bass. Would you like to narrate the bass tour?
Oh, am I narrating the bass tour too?
I want you to do.
Well, we can't do it, can we?
Well,
Okay,
this way you
so
can
this
do
is
it.
my bass.
This is like the MTV.
There are many like it, but this is mine.
This
one
could
is
be like
mine.
the Cribs, Dune Awakening
Yeah.
Cribs.
Yo, what's up? About to show you guys my sweet crib.
Is that
Whenever I
Zendaya?
do some donuts
please,
on my bike.
Please don't
I just
do
want a
that
worm
again.
to pop up and eat him right now.
Right
Oh, it
now,
could.
please.
There's one right over there.
Please don't ever do that again because I can't take you seriously.
But yes, this is where I started building the base for everybody who's playing the game with us.
So you're playing the part of Zendaya.
Well, you got the nice ramp with the stairs on the sides, and I like that you have doorways in addition to the
Well,
ramp.
in case you're on foot, you don't want to go through the garage door. This is the garage. We got our processing facilities here. This is where I put the dead bodies, and I take all their water.
And blood.
And
let's not forget the blood.
Well, the blood gets processed in the blood machines. We'll get to those. That's down there where all the dew is. You can collect dew off those.
So you collect
fabrication,
all the bodily fluids, all of them.
You collect all of them, and then you put them in these.
So do you make Brahma bull's milk?
You added plants now too.
Well, yeah, it's homey. We have dinner here like a family.
I wonder what you're eating if that's what you're processing.
These are the blood processors.
Soylent Green.
Soylent Green.
Oh, you have blood
So-
to deposit too.
I do. Yeah, you put the blood in there, and then it turns the blood into water.
And then you make nice black pudding out of it. Blood
It's
sausage.
always
Lovely.
lovely right next to your dinner table.
Well, I mean, it turns into water. Then up here, we've got to the left, we've got the study, the hangout zone. Nice couches. We can read books and shit here.
It's going into the red room.
Yeah.
Red room.
Over here is the hangar bay. So you can.
There's your ornithopter.
My ornithopter. There's the control tower.
So how would you say this compares to other games with base building?
This has got some really fun base building.
So some good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's his wind traps right there. For
Yeah, I got the
energy.
wind turbines here because they're the most efficient way to build to power the base.
You can't just use people. What
Haven't
you
really
do
done
for
anything
us.
with it. You can't
Yeah,
really
Eric,
use
this is
people
Dune
for power.
Awakening.
Yep, this is the Dune Awakening on PC.
I
Still say we
haven't
should
done
give
much with the
Spice Wars a
tower
try
yet.
sometime.
Yeah.
I just built the tower, so the tower is it's there, but it's empty.
Hasn't decorated you yet.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with the tower yet.
Are you
but
going to
there's
put
a
some
tower up
DEI
here.
hires in there to control air traffic?
We have lowered our recruitment standards, so
We're gonna have some no Harkonnens need apply though.
no, we don't really.
You can't
hire
say that
those.
explicitly, though.
I mean,
It's just
I
implied.
can.
We're just gonna ask them for their home address, and if it's GD Prime, they won't get a callback.
Yeah, and then we've got some little study areas here for the peoples.
What's funny is just I took Mad to the base, and he was just looking around like, "Where can I steal stuff?"
Yeah. Yeah.
The no
Don't
ginger
tell Matt
policy.
about this, but this is where the secret stuff is hidden.
So Mad won't find it.
It's all up here.
If he was on the show, he'd be able to find it, but he's not. So
I hope he's watching now. He can always go back
I
and watch it
only know
again.
Dune from this show. Is it worth getting into? I play Guild Wars 2, but I only have another few weeks of story. I really am enjoying the game. It's a survival game, so
It really doesn't matter if you know Dune.
Yeah, if you
I mean, it's-
enjoyed Ark or Conan, you'd probably like this.
Yep.
But
Dune
yeah,
just
that's,
happens
that's
to be the
base.
setting.
Maybe we should maybe work out a thing for our loyal mods to be able to play on the server too.
I mean, we probably could. I've got slots.
Yeah, because Slender set up a server for us, so we don't have to worry about like the PvP part in the normal Haga Basin zone.
Yeah.
Eclay makes a good point. I didn't see a pool either.
No.
There is no pool.
Oh, are you about to
Well,
trigger
then
some
you're not
worm
really
sign?
rich on Arrakis, are you?
Oh, there's the worm sign coming. Are you doing donuts to try to get the worm to come out?
Yeah, people want to see the worm.
That's what she said.
You say that now until you crash into it again.
I hope that doesn't happen again.
I actually hope it does, so I can witness it firsthand, so I can laugh even harder than I did when you
Oh
told me.
no, Eric, I was the one who was bringing it up, not you. I know that. It's just that
Come on, worm.
It is more fun the more people you have running around doing stuff in there. So you'll see Mad running around like trying
It's gonna
to.
have to show up here in a second.
It's getting red. Nope,
There it is. What's up?
There's the worm breaching. Oh, it's a fast mover. You better get because it didn't breach very far out. It just went
No.
straight after you. Normally they go up and like move around a little bit before they go into the chase mode. The worms hate Slender, apparently.
The worms do dislike me.
You didn't have your shield turned on, right?
No. I don't think so. All right. Going back to the base.
Why isn't this on the Dead Ascendant game channel? Because I just wanted him to... Slender does excellent base building, and I wanted to let him show it off because this is one of the higher quality bases I've seen outside of like the people on YouTube who are full on game streamers doing base building. He could probably make a channel doing dumb things in the game like Rooster Teeth did for Halo.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, if they ever build the sandworm riding mechanic into the game, like they had in
They
the
kind of
movie,
have to. There's no way you have a Dune game without adding sand riding at some point.
They haven't done it yet.
It's
Speaking of
only
water,
been,
though.
what, 3 weeks, a month?
I do
Yeah.
need some water. I love the way you harvest water in this game. It's ridiculous.
are you at is it optimum time for the dew?
We're about to miss optimum time for the dew.
There you go. You can get and fill up all those leader johns before it passes, hopefully.
Give me all that
Filling up.
water.
Yeah, so there's a mechanic where you can harvest the dew, and there's like a 3-minute window each day where it's optimal, where you can get a shit ton.
Each in-game day.
Yep. So if you hit the letter T on your keyboard, it'll bring up the little menu, and it'll on the upper right, it shows you. And when you get to that, the deepest, brightest blue is when you'll have the most water you can harvest.
Awesome when Mad's got whatever base has been built for him. Probably something that Chad or Slender abandoned. And
I threw together
didn't
one
know that
in the
Nina was
starting
playing.
area, and then I gave it to Chad, and I think Chad turned it over to Matt.
I made it a Mad one once I moved on to the one that this one. This is like Guild Central here for us.
Yeah, this is the guild house.
And we don't have any real crossover with Nina, so I don't know what Nina has.
Yeah,
Unless you're thinking Jane theory, not Nina.
Yeah, Mad doesn't have. Mad is not a base builder. Mad's bases are not extravagant.
No, his base is hideous.
We
want to go see his base? I know where his base is.
Yeah,
or his old one was.
He abandoned
it's still
it, but
there.
I think he abandoned it. But the base, it might have been falling apart from sandstorms now. It is cool because this game you get a lot of different vehicle mechanics, because you get the little sand buggy that you can go in. You can get the sand, what is motorcycle kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then now you can get ornithopters, which is this, but you can get multiple classes of ornithopters. This, I think, is this a scout one?
This is a scout.
Yeah, so this is the smallest, and then you can get all the way up to like an assault ornithopter to a carrier, where you can, go, pick up sand crawlers and do all sorts of mechanics.
Where was his space? Was around?
It was right down
somewhere.
here. Yep. I think, isn't that the marker where the vehicle spawn is? No, it's around one of the mountain zones there. But since he abandoned it and hasn't been restoring the shields, it might be very broke down by now.
I'd be willing to bet mine's gone already.
Did you log into the server?
Yeah.
You need to get back in there, bro. I know you don't like it. It's
Night Rain.
There is Night Rain.
I know.
And Night Rain is real good.
And Imp and Dark Azul helped me get through the last couple bosses last night, so I've cleared out everything except for the weekly boss.
Yeah, I've just got to do the what is it? The last guy.
The weekly boss.
No, the actual last one.
Oh,
the
okay.
Night King or whatever the hell it is.
That's funny.
Why is that funny?
Because that was the first one I soloed.
I haven't even tried it yet.
I found it to be the easiest boss of all of them. With the right class, I guess.
I'm just waiting for the dragon to rotate in. That thing is going to get smacked down harder than any of the other enhanced bosses.
That was the easiest boss.
Mm-hmm. But, like I said, me and Ark already have a plan for it.
Yeah, I really don't want to see the dog turned into the weekly boss. That thing was a pain in the butt. I don't
want to see
know
the
why they
pest
made
or
one of the
auger.
hardest as the first one.
I think his base may have been destroyed.
I'm pretty sure it was, because
that's yours, right?
No, that's
Oh,
just
no,
a
that's just
it's just
a-
a camp.
That's just a camp.
Yeah.
Well, there is good news in the world today. Taika
What?
Waititi
Base
is
is
not
gone?
doing a live-action Akira movie any longer because Warner Brothers lost the rights.
Good.
Yep. Now all we got to do is prevent Shankar from doing anything to Berserk.
Yeah, that dude thinks he's something.
He's gonna find out if he fucks with Berserk and fucks it up. He's not gonna have any peace on the internet.
Did anyone play Rift's RPG from Palladium?
Palladium?
I did.
No.
I have.
Was
It's
that the
essentially
MMO?
No, it's a tabletop. It's essentially Multiverse, the tabletop game. You could have Robotech mechs next to a Ninja Turtle, next to a Cyborg, next to a D&D style mage in a party. It's interesting, but a clunky system.
Yeah, so then Mad's probably at my old base now. Right?
That's funny because I've still got an old PC game from Tryon called Rift. That was an MMORPG.
Rifts was around even before like MMOs were a thing.
Okay.
And Palladium's been around for a while. Like they did a Robotech tabletop. They did a Turtles tabletop.
This one, Imp, I even still have it in box.
Yeah, I know. I remember Rift. I played it a couple times when it went free to play. It was one of those quote unquote WoW killers that killed itself before it killed WoW.
Yeah, it didn't do anything good.
Do you remember their marketing phrase?
No.
Please buy it.
Like, no, it was you're not on Azeroth anymore.
Oh.
Not a great marketing phrase.
No.
Yeah. That's the one that Mad took over from me, that I took over from you.
What happened here?
He didn't refresh the shields and it got broken in a sandstorm, so I just fixed it fast for him.
Oh, wow. I mean, this base used to look really nice.
No, and it also, for some reason, I don't know if there was something once it got changed. The size of the plot shrunk, so it wouldn't let me rebuild where you were. So I had to still seal it.
Okay.
So it was. I'm not a builder, and I was fixing shit, and I was like, whatever. This isn't.
Why does it
even
look
the
like
base.
those wings are glitching out?
They're thoptering.
Yeah, it's a thopter.
It still looks like it's glitching out to me.
All right, so I do recommend if you like survival games like Conan or the such, the Dune one. The aesthetic is really cool. You'd think on a desert planet it wouldn't have a lot of environmental variety, but there actually is. Like there's a rift area that's like the Grand Canyon with like levels of mined out rocky mountain, which is interesting, which is very different from the open desert area. I'm enjoying it immensely.
Oh, Slender, one of your favorite games just got fucked over by their developers.
Who's that?
7 Days to Die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Evidently, from what I was reading, the new update, everybody hates.
That has happened a couple times in the history of 7 Days to Die, though. So.
Well, evidently, from what people are saying, this is the worst thing that they've ever done.
Uh-oh.
Like, you actually have to now earn these, I forgot what they call them, like tokens or something. Like, if you want to build a base in a certain area and you don't have the token, you can't do it.
Oh, no.
And to get the tokens, from what I've heard, you have to spend, like, quite a while doing tedious bullshit side quests. Like fetch quests and delivery quests and all that kind of stuff.
Not a good look.
Yeah, let's just pad out, let's make people play our game longer. Yeah, that'll get people to stick around.
All right. The idea for a video game TV show is innovative. So yeah, that's pretty. I like the being able to go in it. This is a pretty cool. I think you would have room for the larger thopters in there too. So that's good.
Sure. Like I said, this is a much bigger hangar than the first one. So you guys can build thopters, and everybody can have somewhere to park them.
Where do the golems go?
The golems obviously would go in the garage because I will consider those vehicles.
What about golas?
I don't know what those are.
Golas are clones in the Dune universe.
Ah. Well, then those would also go down here.
They go in the basement. They're not people.
All right.
They can. We'll put them to work in the fields.
There's no fields in a desert.
Fields of dirt.
This is a field.
So here we go.
See? In the field. They can work down here.
It's a meadow.
In terms of the variation of the "We Were a Proper Country" ones, we're gonna do a little game with the top grossing movies of '95. I will give you two movies, and you will tell me which one made more money in 1995.
All right.
Okay.
And because '95 was an excellent year for movies, as they always seem to be. All right, question: which made more money, Heat or a Goofy movie?
A Goofy movie.
A Goofy
I'm gonna go
movie.
with- yeah, I'm gonna go with a Goofy movie.
That is correct. A Goofy movie made 35 million. Heat, one of the all-time classic movies, grossed a total of $31 million domestically.
Really?
Just couldn't
As low as
stand up
that?
to the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Jesus.
So, just to put that in a frame of reference, like 31 million is what is like what was it? Megan made in its opening weekend. Its box office. All right. Here's all right. Two movies now. How about all right? So we've got Heavyweights, right? The famous Ben Stiller one with the kids from the 90s. Yep. And Street Fighter, the movie.
Which made the
Are
most?
these adjusted for inflation?
Nope, this is just what it made in 1995.
Street Fighter.
I would want to say Street Fighter, but it must be the other one.
I would think Heavyweights.
Yeah, both those movies suck, so I have no idea.
Okay, that is the incorrect answer. They both are good. But
Sure. Wait. You're saying Street Fighter the movie was good?
it
Yeah.
was one of
One
those
good
so
line.
bad. It was one of the like movies that is so bad it's just entertaining.
Listen,
to
Imp,
watch.
for
that the
you,
Ky- is
it
that
was
the
a
Kylie-
terrible and painful and awful experience.
That's
but for
the Kylie
me,
Minogue one,
it
isn't
was
it?
a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
Yes,
the
Kylie
Kylie
Minogue
Minogue?
as
Yeah.
Cammy.
Yeah, the
And
anime
shame
one-
on you,
anime-
70s, for stepping on that hilarious joke.
Sorry, mate.
The next time you do that,
So much
70s,
better.
I'm gonna get on that boat and go down there and kick that bison so hard in the face. The next bison wannabe will feel it. How Jean-Claude Van Damme as Colonel
As
Guile,
Guile.
was
He's supposed to be as American as American gets.
All right, so the Street Fighter movie made $33 million total.
Far too much.
What you're getting like so mad about it.
It was a terrible movie.
Heavyweights made 17.
Oh.
Street Fighter is the right answer.
I'm 2 for 2.
All right. Which made more money? Pulp Fiction or Goldeneye?
Pulp
Both
Fiction.
1995 releases.
Goldeneye.
GoldenEye for sure.
All right, so Slender, you said.
I say Pulp Fiction.
All right, Brahma said Goldeneye.
Everybody other than Slender said GoldenEye. To make it easy.
Then congratulations, Slender. You are the only one who was right.
Wow.
Pulp Fiction made $107 million. Goldeneye made $106 million.
Oh, come on.
Man, 3
Now,
for 3.
but wait a minute. That's domestic. Globally, I bet Goldeneye won.
We're dealing with domestic. Too bad. I said domestic earlier. It is
Well, domestic to 70s is
It's the UK.
international.
It's the, Goldeneye would kick its ass. Pulp Fiction was popular too, so it's hard to tell.
All right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like GoldenEye more than Pulp Fiction, but I knew Pulp Fiction was ridiculously popular at the time.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I'll
made
just keep my
1
opinion on
million
that
more.
movie
Yeah.
myself.
All right. Here we go. This one will be interesting. Which made more money at the domestic box office?
In the
Jumanji?
US?
Yes. Or Seven?
Sorry, say again.
Jumanji,
Jumanji
or
Oh,
Seven?
7.
Jumanji.
I'm going Jumanji.
I'm going to say 7, just to be the contrarian.
I'd say Jumanji just because 7 was very limited in who its audience could be.
Yes.
Very
go with
R-rated.
Always go with a family movie.
I will tell you that the difference is only $349,000 between these two. Does
I already
anybody
made
want
an
to change?
answer. I'm not going to change
Nope.
it.
Okay.
Jumanji.
No, I'm committed.
Jumanji came in with a total of $100,475,249. Seven was $100,125,000. So it was only that it was $300,000 difference.
Damn.
Did I ever tell you the story?
I haven't had a wrong guess yet.
I fell asleep during Seven. Believe it or not, I missed most of that movie. I was
Blender,
asleep.
don't dislocate your shoulder patting yourself on the back, all right? We want
You know it's still around. You could see it again.
Oh, I seen it. I saw it a few days later. I'd had a few beers. I fell asleep.
I
So
fell
I woke
asleep
up
in
I woke up at
theater.
the end and I went, "How come that head's in a box?" Spoiler.
All
alert.
right.
What's in the
I fell
box?
asleep
What's in the
theater doing Master and
box?
Commander.
Don't open
All
the
right.
box.
Now here's a real tough one. Which made more money domestically in 1995? Interview with a Vampire or Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Oh.
Interview with a Vampire.
Domestically?
Yes. Remember, Die Hard with a Vengeance was the one with Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
And
I'm gonna go with Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I am too.
Fun story about Die Hard with a Vengeance. They when that movie came out, the screenwriters' plan for how to rob the Federal Reserve in New York was so accurate to the way the Federal Reserve was actually laid out that they brought him in for questioning. Because not to like arrest him, but to pick his brain, because that the like federal authorities in charge of security were like, shit, this would work.
Kind of like the way that the CIA was always like, Tom Clancy, where are you figuring this shit out? And he's like, these are just ideas I came up with.
Yeah. So the Die Hard with a Vengeance made $100 million, $12,499 domestically.
Okay.
Interview with a Vampire made $105,264,608 domestically.
I knew this was the one that was going to get me.
Did you guys see that recent interview with Brad Pitt about Seven, where he was like, "Yeah, it was written into my contract that it had to be the heads in the box." He said, "I will not do the movie unless that is the case." And then when they got to the scene, they were like, "Yeah, the higher ups really don't think it should be that. They think that's a little bit of overkill for the character." And he was like, "Too bad. It's in the contract. We're doing it." So he forced that scene.
Certainly a memorable ending.
All right. Now, next one. Outbreak or Mortal Kombat?
Oh, that's tough. Oh, tough.
I'm going Mortal Kombat on this one.
I'll say Mortal Kombat as well.
All right, so Slender says Mortal Kombat.
Dude, that song is an American icon at this point.
Brahma, you say Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat.
Imp, do you have a guess? Do you care?
I'll go with Mortal Kombat as well.
And 70s, you are also
Mortal
going...
Kombat.
All right. Outbreak made Outbreak made $67,659,560. Mortal Kombat made $70,454,098.
Mortal Kombat for the win.
Yep.
Yep. Now here's one. Which made more? Bad Boys or Braveheart?
Braveheart.
Braveheart.
We all sticking with that answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, the new
That theatrical run lasted months.
freedom.
Yeah. Braveheart made $75,609,945.
It's a bit light.
Bad Boys made $65,807,024.
I wasn't worried about that one.
Low for both of them.
Fun fact, both of them made less money than Congo.
Really?
Congo made $81,022,101.
There's no accounting for taste.
Amy, sad. Amy, sad. Bad Amy.
I'm pointing that out, but all right. Which made more money? While You Were Sleeping or Crimson Tide?
Oh, well, I know which should have made more money.
I want to say
Crimson
Crimson Tide on principle,
Yes, me too.
Exactly.
but it's not what I believe made more money.
This is While You Were Sleeping was the movie that launched Sandra Bullock's career.
Yeah, I know.
Stop eating my sesame cakes.
I'll still say Crimson Tide on principle. Yes.
Me too.
I'll say while you were sleeping, because probably did it.
Yeah.
While You Were Sleeping made $81,057,016. Crimson Tide made $91,387,195.
Sanity has prevailed. Sanity prevails.
All right.
And they both beat out Braveheart?
Yes, they both beat out Braveheart. Other movies that beat out Braveheart include Mr. Holland's Opus.
Oh, come on. Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll admit it. That was a good movie.
Better than Braveheart?
Yeah.
No, but it was a good movie.
Was it?
All right.
I thought so.
Here's one for you. Which made more money? Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, which was the sequel.
Yeah.
Or Casper?
Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Yeah.
I think Casper was a bit of a flop, wasn't it?
No, Casper was one of the most successful kids' movies of all time.
Was it?
So it was a bit of a flop then. Oh, see, is that a clue though? Is that a clue?
I'm not buying.
I'll say Casper then. I'll buy that one for $1.
All right.
You played right into his hands.
Ace Ventura made $108,385,533. Casper made $100,544,179. An $8 million difference in Ace Ventura's favor.
See,
Casper
he played you. He fucking played you.
And yet we
70s.
never got a third one, did we?
You played yourself. Congratulations.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
You made me play myself. You led me to that.
That's
Nobody makes me play myself. I play myself whenever I want.
Now you're accusing little Chad of being your wife.
All right. One of these movies was the most successful movie of the summer, and one was the second most successful. Which made more money in 1995? Apollo 13 or Batman Forever?
Apollo 13.
I'll say Apollo 13 as well.
That sounds right.
All right. Imp, do you have a guess?
Nah.
The
All
bat
right.
suit having nipples didn't help it.
That's true. So Apollo 13 made $172,071,312, which, as we've seen from these other grosses, is pretty high.
Yeah,
But was lower than Batman Forever at $184,031,112. But neither of them was the most successful movie of 1995. Do you guys know what that was? It wasn't released in the summer.
I don't.
It came out in November.
Something with Tom Hanks and what's her face?
It was with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
You've Got Mail? Was it You've Got Mail?
No. Forrest Gump was 1994 because he was nominated for. Remember, he got nominated for 3 consecutive Oscars. He won for Philadelphia, one for
none
Forrest
of us
Gump,
remembers crap like that shit.
and then was
it
nominated
Green
for
Mile?
Apollo 13. No, Green Mile was later.
Okay, then I don't know.
So it wasn't Forrest Gump. It was a year after.
So this was Tom Hanks dominated the box office, though. It was a Tom Hanks movie.
Big.
It's not Bachelor Party then.
Big came out in 1988.
Yeah, Big was much earlier.
I'm running out of Tom Hanks.
Oh,
Oh, Saving
come on.
Ryan's Privates.
Saving Private Ryan.
Shaving
That
Ryan's
came out in
Privates.
1998.
Oh.
That which
I'm running
also
out of Tom Hanks films.
it
here.
lost Saving Private Ryan lost the Best Picture Oscar to Shakespeare in Love. How terrible is that?
Was it Polar Express?
No,
Nope,
it's
that
later.
came out in the
That was later.
2000s, but you're on the right track, Slender.
Oh boy.
You're
Toy
overthinking. Toy Story is the
Story.
correct answer.
Yeah.
With a gross of $191,796,233.
I can't believe that started in 95.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel old now.
30 years 30 years ago. All these movies are 30 years old now.
That's right enough because
Yeah,
I took my kids to see that Toy Story. I took my kids to the cinema.
All right. Which made more money, 12 Monkeys or Clueless?
Clueless.
Ooh.
Clueless.
I think Clueless. Like 12 Monkeys was a really interesting, good movie, but
Obscure.
yeah, I don't think a lot of people went
Terry
in for
Gilliam doesn't make a lot of money normally.
Yep. All right. Imp, are you doing your normal, not even guessing?
It was
Yeah,
Terry
pretty
Gilliam, wasn't it? Or am I getting confused? 12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys, I believe, was Terry Gilliam.
Yeah.
Clueless made $56,631,572. 12 Monkeys made $57,141,459. By a difference of about $500,000, 12 Monkeys made more money.
Wow.
Wow.
That is actually quite encouraging.
It is, but it isn't, because I bet you
Not
12
for
Monkeys also
population decline.
cost a lot more to make.
That would
'Cause
probably be true.
The thing about comedy movies is they're really cheap to make.
Well, yeah, Clueless didn't have special effects aside from, the freeway scene, I guess, where they're driving on the freeway.
Yeah.
All right.
Or Stacey Dash. And Alicia Silverstone.
Which made more money, Grumpier Old Men or The Bridges of Madison County?
Bridges of Madison County.
Grumpier Old Men.
Bridges
Even though
won
I love
awards,
both
so
movies.
it's probably Grumpier Old Men.
Yeah, probably.
Did you say you love Bridges of Madison
I
County?
do. I think that's a brilliant movie. One of Clint Eastwood's best, if you ask me. He actually
Man.
shows real emotion in it.
70s is showing his mangina.
I have
over
a
here.
sensitive side. I shed a little tear at the end.
But it was a manly tear, right?
That was a manly tear.
All
On
right,
behalf
so-
of Clint, I was feeling for Clint's character.
Bridges of Madison County made $71,516,617. Grumpier Old Men made $71,518,503 by $2,000. Grumpier Old Men outgrossed Bridges of Madison County.
There you go.
And
Pretty
which
close,
made
though.
yes. All right, here we go. Here's another one. Now we're going. Bear in mind, these are all in the bottom 50 now of movies that came out in 1995. Which made more money, Billy Madison or Desperado?
Billy Madison.
Probably Billy Madison.
All right, so Slender, you
Desperado's a
said.
good movie, though.
I'm going Billy Madison.
All right, Brahma
Billy Madison.
and 70s. You also
Billy Madison, yeah.
Billy Madison launched an empire.
Happy Madison Productions. Yep.
Yeah.
The Desperado made $25,405,445. Billy Madison made $25,588,734 by a difference of $181,000. Billy Madison outgrossed it.
Pretty close, though.
They both made less money than House Guest starring Sinbad.
Oh, you've got to
Sinbad
be
was
kidding
super
me.
popular back then.
Desperado's a far superior movie.
All right. Which made more money, Friday or Major Pain?
Friday.
Friday.
I'll say Major Pain just
Yeah,
because everyone
probably
else.
Friday.
I mean, I prefer Major Pain, but Friday is pretty popular, right? Major Pain never got a sequel.
Friday made $27,467,564, outgrossing Billy Madison and Desperado. Major Pain made $29,412,050. Major Pain outgrossed it by $2 million.
I'm surprised.
What is Friday? That would be with Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. I'm going to get you high today because it's Friday and you ain't got no job and you ain't got shit to do. Or what's the other one? You got knocked the F out. All right. Oh, here's a good one. Virtuosity, starring Denzel Washington and
Great
a very
movie.
young Russell Crowe.
Great movie.
Or The Usual Suspects.
The Usual Suspects.
Tricky. Because whilst we all love the usual, some people hate it. Whilst we all love the usual suspects, was it really it was a bit of a niche?
Yeah, it might not have grossed great, and
I
it's.
think about that. The word of mouth,
But I'm
though.
still going Usual Suspects.
Word of mouth. Oh, that's tricky.
I can only catch up to Slender if I go the opposite of him.
So you're going with
Virtuosity.
Yeah.
Let's see. My
Was
first
Kaylee
thought.
Cuoco in there as a kid? Oh, now I'm gonna feel even.
See,
more.
my first thought would be to say virtuosity, but I actually have changed my mind. I'll go the usual suspects.
Usual Suspects made $23,341,568. Virtuosity made $24,047,675,000. Man, the threshold of successful movies was much lower back then.
That's because the threshold of cost of movies was much lower back then.
Also,
Both good movies, though.
both of those movies grossed less than Operation Dumbo Drop, which made $24,670,000.
But I mean, you've mentioned already about 10 great movies in this quiz that we would die to have now. That were just
Yeah.
nothing. They didn't make that much money then. They were just,
Okay, yeah, exactly. And as an example, 84 and 85 on the list of movies grossing in 1995. Which made more, Johnny Mnemonic or The Quick and the Dead? Also 1995.
No, two good
And
movies.
these two movies were 84th and 85th on the gross list for 1995.
I'll go Johnny Mnemonic.
So will I, because the Western was essentially dead at that time.
Yeah, I would do the same.
Johnny Mnemonic made $19,075,720 total gross. Quick and the Dead made $18,636,537. It's only a $500,000 difference.
The Quick and the Dead is a brilliant movie. I love that movie.
Gene
It is.
Hackman. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Such a good movie.
All right.
Didn't we do Johnny Mnemonic as one of our What the Flicks?
You might have done that with Matt and another party. I don't think me and Slender were on that one.
Okay. I don't know.
Because
Sharon Stone was in it, yeah. Quick and the Dead.
Chuck Lorre used to talk about that for TV. It used to be that a TV show got canceled if less than 20 million viewers watched it. Now 6 million is guaranteed renewal forever, for as long as you can stay on. All right, let's go.
2 million gets you another $200 million to make a sequel.
All right, so now we're even outside of the top 100. Which made more money? Highlander: The Final Dimension.
Highlander 3.
That would be the third one, yep.
No.
Or,
there was no second one.
or
ever.
Tales from the Hood.
I'll say Tales from the Hood.
That's a tough one.
Highlander 3 was so bad, too.
I'm still
Van
gonna go with
Peebles.
Highlander.
I'll go opposite of Slender again then.
Highlander
Tales
3
from the
was so
Hood.
Highlander 3 was so bad that they never made a prequel to it.
Yeah.
Was that Leprechaun 2? No, that one was Leprechaun in the Hood came later. All right, so Tales from the Hood made $11,837,928. Highlander: The Final Dimension made $12,303,080.
Boo.
I can't believe that many people paid to see that.
All right.
Opening day.
They got fleeced.
Here you go. Here's another one. Which made more money in 1995? Cutthroat Island
Oh, legendary failure.
or Dracula Dead and Loving It?
Dracula Dead.
Dracula Dead and Loving It, we hope.
by a difference of $700,000, Dracula Dead and Loving It outgrossed Cutthroat Island, one of the most expensive movies ever made at the time it was released. Oh.
Yeah.
People made the right choice.
They did.
Okay, here's a good one. Which made more money? In the Mouth of Madness.
Ooh,
I know what
nice
it is.
movie. Great
That
movie.
was, you know that one with Sam Neill? It was a horror movie. Do you
Brilliant
read
movie.
Sutter Kane? You know, one of the great horror movies. It was what's his name did it? The guy who did Hellraiser. Wasn't it one of his? Anyway,
No idea.
or Hackers, with starring Angelina Jolie and Johnny Lee Miller.
Probably Hackers.
I would go for Hackers though. Carpenter. It was John Carpenter in The Mouth of Madness.
Was it?
Well, I thought, yeah.
I thought it was.
It's a John Carpenter movie. I thought
was the
so.
guy
You had
who
me
did-
confused for a second. I thought that's. A
I always
John
thought it was the
Carpenter
guy
movie.
who did Lord of Illusions, Clive Barker. That's what
No,
I'm
it's
thinking
John Carpenter.
of. All right.
Didn't Lord of Illusions come out in 94 or 95?
Maybe.
Also featured David Warner, one of my
All right.
favorite character actors.
So
I'm gonna go the opposite of Slender.
So which one is the opposite of Slender?
I think he said Hackers, so I guess
I
I'm
picked
going in
Hackers.
the Mouth of Madness.
I'm going for Hackers.
All right. Hackers, and this is again a movie that we all know of and have all seen, grossed a total of $7,563,728. That was its total lifetime goddamn gross. And In the Mouth of Madness made $8,924,549.
Wow.
So outgrossed it by $1 million.
That's for Davina. She wants to see this movie. And it is very good. John Carpenter's Vampires. Great movie.
Nice. All right. Let's see. Which movie
Feels
grossed?
like you gotta be scraping the bottom of the barrel for that.
Well, I'm trying.
You really are at this point.
I'm trying. I was trying to do ones that
But
were.
these are quite, some of these are
they're-
quite good movies.
Well, what's interesting though is like Hackers made $7 million. And again, it's a movie we've all seen multiple times probably, and remember. It's like, Money Train, with, starring our favorite, dope smoker Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes, our favorite tax dodger, versus First Night with Sean Connery and Richard Gere.
I'll say First Night.
I think I'm going First Night too.
The Gearbox was quite popular at the time, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'll go First Night.
So it's bound to be the other one.
I don't know Money Train.
You don't know Money Train?
I've
Where
seen
they
it,
were
but-
stealing the money train?
No.
All right. First Night made $37,600,435. Money Train made $35,431,113. So First Night wins. Both of them made less money than the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie at $38 million.
Probably
Well,
rightly so. Probably
That's the
rightly
Mighty
so.
Morphin Power Rangers movie.
That's true. All right.
You always go for the family films, man.
Which made more money? Casino, one of the great classic Scorsese movies, or Under Siege 2 Dark Territory starring Steven Seagal?
I'd like to say Casino because it should make more money than that crap. I'll say Casino, just hoping that.
I'm still leaning toward Casino on this one.
I think you're trying to trick
was
us on
a-
this one. I'm going Casino.
Okay, Casino made $42,512,375. Under Siege 2 Dark Territory made
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
$50,023.
And there wasn't a woman jumping out of a cake in it either.
Nope. The interesting thing about Under Siege 2 Dark Territory is it was product placement for the Apple Newton, if you remember that terrible handheld digital device.
Yeah.
That one, by the way, this Under Siege was on a train, not on a boat. Under Siege 2 was on a train.
Yeah, it was like Eric Bogasian or somebody like that. I can't remember.
Yep,
the other
was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is which made more money? Species with Natasha Henstridge or Babe, Pig in the City?
Babe.
I think Babe.
Probably Babe. But Natasha Henstridge, come on.
Due to the rated R-ish.
Natasha Henstridge did get nude.
She did.
It was very nice.
Quality movie.
So Species made $60,074,103, by the way, which means it outgrossed 12 Monkeys, Clueless, also all of those other movies. But Babe made $63,658,910.
Family movie.
Yep.
That'll do, little pig. That'll do.
That'll do. All right, which made more money, 9 Months or Get Shorty?
Get Shorty. Mostly because I don't know what 9 Months is.
9 Months was Hugh Grant and Julianne Moore. It was the movie he promoted when he got caught with Divine Brown.
I'm going to go for not 9 months. Not
Get
that
Shorty.
one.
Yeah,
Get Shorty.
Get Shorty.
Let's go for Get Shorty. Which I
Yep.
just got a physical copy of the other day.
Get Shorty made $72,101,622. 9 Months made $69,684,000.
69 million. That's funny.
Yep. Given the circumstances.
That's the funny number.
I don't know. I don't think I ever saw 9 months. I don't think I ever saw it. Can't remember seeing it.
I never saw Get Shorty either, but I
Oh,
at
Get
least have
Shorty's
heard
good.
of it.
It's a good movie.
Yep. Which made more money, Waterworld or Pocahontas?
Pocahontas.
This will be the
Pocahontas.
last one.
It's got to be Pocahontas, you would think.
It's Pocahontas. Waterworld did not do well.
And yet, I like Waterworld. I think
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's underrated. I think it's a great movie.
I'll go Pocahontas because sticking with the family movie theme.
Yep.
How's it look? It doesn't look like shit, does it? You tell me if it looked like shit, right? It does look like shit.
So Waterworld, off a budget of $175 million in 1995, which, God help us, adjusted for inflation, what it would be now, made $88,246,220.
Oh, so it was only $100 million loss.
No, it was more than that because they only
I
get
know.
half of it. Yeah. Pocahontas. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say globally, it may have made a bit more added on top of that, but
I don't. They really didn't do global releases.
no, it's
back
hard
then.
to get those figures. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Pocahontas made $141,579,773.
Yeah, not even close.
So it outgrossed it by almost, what is that, $60 million. Not even close.
See, if only Kevin Costner had put more Native American representation in Waterworld, he would have made more money.
Well, they did make sure that they were tan.
That's true. Everyone was tan.
But the Waterworld stunt show was incredible. I mean, sure.
It's a great
Dude,
movie.
if the entire world is covered in water, you can't really sing with all the voices of the mountain.
That's true.
Or seeing the blue corn moon.
But it was Mad Max on a boat. It was brilliant.
I liked it.
Oh,
thought
I
it was
forgot
fun.
Powder came out in 1995. Where's Mad to talk about that one?
Wasn't Dennis Hopper brilliant in Waterworld?
He was.
Waterworld.
Like,
He was brilliant.
The Prophecy was the 92nd most popular grossing movie of 95.
And Jack
Talking
Black was in
monkeys.
Waterworld.
He was.
Yes, he was.
But yeah, the Ayatollah of Rock and Roller, or was that a different movie? I know that was Mad Max too.
Devil in a Blue Dress.
I just
that was a
wanted,
great
I just
one.
wanted to hear Dennis Hopper say those words, but
Oh shit, you're right. Lord of Illusions did come out in 1995. It was number 102.
Should have been number one. I'm here to kill the world, Swan.
So what was the
That was
bottom?
a weird movie.
What was the lowest movie on the list that you've got in front of you?
The lowest grossing movie was Little Odessa at $1,095,000.
Okay, Little
Which
Odessa.
still did better than Bros.
Little Odessa. Okay. Yeah. I think I actually may have seen it. Tim Roth, Edward Furlong. Yeah.
In terms of movies I've actually heard of, I think I remember Once Were Warriors. That was like out of New Zealand.
Oh, that I've seen. Yeah.
Made 1.6 million. Oh, 183 Brahma. Mallrats made $2.1 million.
Oh, wow.
Which
On a
was
budget
just
of
behind
$75.
Which was just behind Wild Bill starring Jeff Bridges, which made $2.193 million. That that is great. Off a $30 million budget, it grossed
Holy
$2 million.
moly.
That's
bad.
Yeah, Davina, I think Lord of Illusions was a Clive Barker. It does have Scott Bakula and what's her name? Famke
Janssen.
Famke Janssen.
Yeah.
Is it Janssen?
It's a weird ass movie though.
All
It's
right,
good.
yeah, like here's like some of the bottoms, like
Go slow. So it's Mallrats. Month by the Lake, never heard of it.
Shallow Grave. I seem to remember.
Shallow Grave is a great movie.
That's with what's his name, Christopher Eccleston, right?
Yeah, it's Kevin. I think it's Kevin McDonald, same as Trainspotting, same team as.
Yeah. $2.5 million.
It's a really
shockingly,
good
this one
movie.
has an international number. Good for us.
It's set in Scotland, so it's a great movie.
Basketball Diaries.
Yes,
I
it
forgot
does.
about that one. With
Jefferson
Leonardo.
in Paris. I've seen that.
Yeah, made
To
2.4.
The Cure. What's The Cure? Is it about the band? Oh God, that sounds
about
terrible.
AIDS.
No, AIDS story.
Sounds awful.
Do you remember this? Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde? I bet Brahmo does because what's her name was in it? Sean Young, and I think he like with Tim Daly and Sean Young.
Sean Young, Chani from
Hang on, slow down,
Dune '87.
And some Crumb. I've seen Crumb. Still.
I think this was the this Othello was the one with Kenneth Branagh and Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, I was thinking that was the Lawrence Fishburne one.
Yep.
She was
Imagine
more
that. They
Dr.
race
Jekyll-
swapped him. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it, but Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde. I mean, was it like a sex comedy or?
No, it was just a
Because
straight
this was-
comedy. Tim Daly took the potion and turned into a woman, and it was Ms. Hyde, Sean Young.
Click on that White Man's Burden. Is that the reverse racism one?
Yeah, with
that's the John Travolta.
and Harry Belafonte.
Yeah.
Where they
Actually-
they're in a world where it was
It was the
white
other way
people were
around.
the put
Yeah.
upon minority.
Hey, we're almost there.
Yeah, good luck releasing that movie.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, there's
Oh,
some
Tank
films,
Girl.
yeah. Tank Girl.
$4 million.
Priest. I think that was
Why do I remember Belle de Jour? Was that like?
I don't remember that.
I feel like that might have been with. Oh, that was a re-release of the like '60s movie.
Click on Priest. Wasn't that the?
You were watching movies about homosexual.
No,
Catholic
I'm just trying to
priests.
remember. I've never seen it, but I'm trying to remember who starred in it. I still don't know. Still doesn't say, does it? No idea.
No. But it was just made by Miramax, so yeah.
It must have won an Oscar.
Yep.
Exotica, I've seen. 4 Rooms, I've seen. National Lampoon's
Before
Senior
Sunrise. Oh yeah, that was the
Angus
one.
Tupper.
They did like 3 sequels to that.
Yeah. Ethan
Beyond
Hawke.
Rangoon, I seem to recall. Was that Kate Beckinsale when she was younger?
Can't remember that one.
Don't know.
It could be.
Or am I thinking another
Oh,
one?
The
This one
Walking
sounds like an
Dead.
interesting name. Gold Diggers, The Secret of Bear Mountain.
Bear Mountain. What's The Walking Dead?
Of Vietnam.
Oh, okay. So it's
What?
nothing to do with.
No.
It's well before The Walking Dead.
I remember
Might-
The Secret of Rowan-Inish. That was a nice little family movie.
Yeah, Mighty Aphrodite was pretty good.
That
was,
won, what's her name, an Oscar?
Rowan Irish.
Mira
Mighty
Sorvino. Mira Sorvino
Mighty
won
Aphrodite,
Best Supporting, for Mighty Aphrodite.
It was quite funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never talked to strangers.
The Jerky Boys. They actually made a movie.
I've got that CD. I've got the CD of that stuff. Audio CD of it. They're broke. Take it back.
Okay,
I
that's the
dropped
one I was
them.
thinking of. Broke Down Palace was the one with Kate Beckinsale.
What? Liver lips. That was a phrase. Jerky Boys. Liver lips. Hackers. There's hackers.
I guess Mad never
responded.
Yeah. Also check your
Not
data.
every movie in the 90s was good. There's some real crap on there.
We're down in like the
every decade.
But what's crazy is like we're into the 130s on grosses, and we've still got movies that are like known, beloved.
Well, Hackers is still pretty well known.
Yeah. Bushwhacked, I feel like I remember.
Strange Days is a good movie. Strange Days.
Yeah, good luck finding it anywhere because it's
It's
got
a
so many
great
rights
movie.
issues on getting released.
Ray Fiennes.
Nick of Time, that was the one with Johnny Depp where it was done in
Filmed
real
in
time
real time.
with Christopher Walken. You need to kill the person because we've got your daughter.
Haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen Nick of Time?
Which movie was Strange Days? Is that another like throwback to the 70s?
No,
Like,
this was the future.
Where
It's
the one
Ray
with
Fiennes.
Reznor.
Yeah, Ray Fiennes, Angela Bassett.
It's pretty good.
There's like some kind of drug that will, and it was set in 1999. Which is,
But didn't Reznor do the soundtrack?
I think he
I
did.
think he did, yeah.
I think this was his first time doing like movie
Good
stuff.
movie.
It makes me wonder if that was the one Testament was in.
Oh, Village of the
Maybe.
Damned with was
See,
it
I
Christopher Reeve and
Oh yeah, the remake.
I prefer the original.
why am I thinking the girl from Cheers, the one who replaced Diane? Why am I blanking on her name?
Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley. She was the female lead in that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a remake of an old British movie, isn't it?
Yeah. There's Demi Moore's Scarlet Letter.
Well, yeah, there's
All
cutthroat.
right, question for anyone who
From
might have
Walt
ever run
Disney.
into this problem. I was just helping my son troubleshoot. The key is stuck in the ignition.
Did
Break
it lock?
the key off, and then they'll never be able to drive the car.
It might have locked. All right. Is it in the off
Is the
position?
steering wheel locked up?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
steering
you
wheel
gotta-
won't lock up for some reason.
Is it in park?
Yeah. I told him
Have
to
the-
start the car, back it up a little, move it forward, stop it, turn the wheel a little. Is the wheel locking? No. Will the key come out? No. What the hell is going on? I don't know.
Is there a little button that you press in the side, and then you can finish turning the key to pull it out?
Not that I'm
That's a
aware
very
of.
old-fashioned car.
Yeah, I don't
If
have
the
anything
car
like
key
that.
is stuck in
Push.
the ignition, gently jiggling the key while simultaneously jiggling the steering wheel can help release it.
Okay. God bless Google. I was right. Testament was in that movie.
I thought I seem to vaguely remember that, but
Well, the one I didn't recognize the song when I saw the movie, but
It's
I
a
was like,
2012
That's Testament.
Nissan
Testament,
Versa.
And my buddy's like, "How do you know?" I'm like, "Look how the guy's holding the mic."
yeah,
Because Chuck
It's-
really likes.
it's a
using
good
cane.
movie as well. Good.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
a good flick. Yeah, no, the
Do you
flick was
have to
good.
push the key in to be able to change it from auxiliary to electric to ignition or not?
No, it's no. This is a cheap.
Have
This
they
car
tried
was
using-
$15,000 brand new.
Have you tried using a sledgehammer?
Not yet.
All right.
Well, I had cars in the 90s that you actually had to push like once you inserted the key, you
Yes.
had to push it for it to actually turn in any position.
Yes.
No, we don't
Basic
have anything like that.
troubleshooting. All right, here's basic troubleshooting for a Nissan Versa. Insurance and Parker neutral. All right, gently jiggle the key while slightly turning the steering wheel from side to side. This can help release pressure on the ignition cylinder. Examine the key for any signs of obstruction.
How can you examine it?
Yeah, it's
You
hard
can't
to
take it
examine.
If it
Chad,
won't come
that's
out
like
after
me telling
those,
you there's a crucifix waiting for you in the van.
I'm reading shit off the internet. It's fine. It's,
I understand, but it's on that same level.
So you're telling me the car is backed up and it needs some kind of release? Too
Yes.
much pressure on the ignition
Jiggle
cylinder.
it until it releases.
All right.
Yes, Davina. Jade was a total bomb, and it killed David Caruso's film career.
Check
stone
the
dead before
private
it
chat for
started.
you, Slender.
Okay.
Anyway, Brothers McMillan I've seen. I just can't remember anything about it.
Chad.
What's up?
Hello.
What are we? All right, sorry.
Scrolling.
All right, Brothers McMullen, which launched what's his name's career. Fair Game. That was the one with. That was where. What's it? Cindy Crawford decided she wanted to try being an actress.
Oh yeah.
So-
Roommates is a great movie. That's a really good movie.
Well, you know what's kind of funny,
Right.
70s, is a lot of the stuff we've talked about on your channel and you still talk about.
Mm.
Most
Dude,
of
why
those
you
movies
got me
didn't do
watching
well.
a video
I-
of a guy troubleshooting this car from
Hang on,
MS-13?
What were you saying, Imp? Sorry.
Because it said it's for a Nissan Versa 2006 or 2012.
Okay.
What I was saying is it's amazing how some of the movies we've talked about on your channel weren't exactly blockbuster.
No, they weren't.
Hits, but they're still these movies that
Over
resonate.
time, the
Either over- yeah.
reputation. Yeah.
Like I don't think those Sinbad movies did great in the theaters.
No. But that Roommates is a great movie. Fabulous little movie. Columbo, what's his name? The guy that played Columbo.
Oh yeah, what is his name? One more thing, just one more thing.
Columbo.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go troubleshoot a car.
It's not Peter Weller.
You guys can end this video whenever you want.
All right.
Peter Falk and
yeah.
D.B. Sweeney. That was it.
Good-
So Peter
good.
Falk's the grandfather, and he adopts his grandson because his parents died and raises him.
And he
It's
sends
really
him to the Olympics as a pairs figure skater. Because that's
something like that.
That's what I know DB Sweeney from.
Wasn't he in that? What was that movie? The Cutting Edge. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes, I've got that movie too. That's a good hockey movie for about 3 minutes. But no, Roommates, lovely movie. Peter Yates directed it. Really nice. Wings
right.
of Courage.
Muriel's Wedding. Yeah, that one was. There's the Prophecy.
Prophecy. Christopher Walken.
How many? There was like 6 sequels to that movie. You think it? Yep. It's amazing that got all those sequels. It must not. I wonder if it has a budget. What was its budget? It doesn't put it in there.
Was that Christopher Walken, or am I thinking of a different movie?
No, it's Christopher Walken. He plays Gabriel, and he calls
That's
us all
right.
talking monkeys.
That's what I thought.
And he does the shh and sets people on fire thing, where he puts his finger to his lips and then people.
Yeah, good stuff. Vampire in Brooklyn. Might have seen that.
Johnny Mnemonic was a good flick.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, there's
Showgirls, culture's favorite movie.
Look right above Demon Knight and to die, right below Demon Knight and To Die For.
Oh, another Costner clunker, the Postman.
No, that one's El Postino. It's the foreign one.
Oh, it's not the same Postman.
No.
No, there's no way he did Waterworld and The Postman at the same time.
Circle of Friends, the movie that launched Minnie Driver's career.
Yeah. How to Make an American Quilt. Tom and Huck.
Yeah, with Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Wow.
And Brad Renfro from The Client fame.
That was another good movie, Dead Presidents.
Yeah.
That's got a great soundtrack as well.
Think of just how many great movies, and this is like the bottom, like we're in 95's bottom, so it's crazy.
Eric, I'm pretty sure Showgirls did start the NC, was one of the early NC.
It was the first major release NC-17.
Mm-hmm.
Like normal theatrical release NC-17, yeah.
It was their first attempt to try to, they were they wanted to put in Jailbait from Saved by the Bell to try to mainstream it, but their problem was they went with Jessie instead of Kelly.
And she had too much caffeine.
She's so excited.
She just
can't hide it.
Yeah, I'm about to lose control. And I think I like it.
Well,
she
sounds
lost
like you're
control of Showgirls.
Sounds like somebody's a fan of the Zack Attack.
Pointer Sisters, wasn't it? Was that the Pointer Sisters? I can't remember.
Yes, Eric, it was actually released as an NC-17. They didn't actually make a rated R cut till later.
Yeah, it was definitely in theaters.
And after that, it was actually major theater chains decide because it flopped. They waited for it to flop and not make money. they all adopted a policy of just not theatrically putting out any NC-17s in theaters. They like AMC had a policy of they would only show movies rated G through R.
It sounds too much like a starship in Star Trek.
The NC-17 NCC 1701.
It was the
no
starship
bloody
full
A, no bloody B.
It's a starship full of hot babes.
Didn't
I feel
some
like
of the theaters just go to showing them after 10 p.m. or something?
No,
like that?
the major chains wouldn't just drop to NC-17 as a rating. They wouldn't. This came up when Boogie Nights got released. The initial cut of Boogie Nights was NC-17, and if they kept it, because Anderson wanted to keep, he didn't want to cut anything. But Regal, AMC, United Arts, none of the major theater chains would play a NC-17 movie. So they had to recut it to drop it down to an R. And he fought to keep the scene at the end where Dirk Diggler revealed himself, even though it was an R movie. He wanted the male full frontal for some reason. Which I love the audio commentary, by the way, in that movie, because I on Boogie Nights, like when they get to the part where Mark Wahlberg is butchering "You've Got the Touch," and Anderson is like, "That's a Grammy-nominated music artist right there." So I'm just going to let you make a decision. Is he a bad singer, or is he just that good an actor? You don't know.
Yeah.
Who's a trip?
Fun movie.
Boogie Nights was a funny movie.
It's a great movie.
It's like with Don Cheadle trying to do the stereo sales. It's got hi-fi sound, mo-fi sound. It's amazing. Yeah, don't forget the Funky Bunch.
Good vibrations.
I'm pretty sure that Mark Wahlberg has forgotten the Funky Bunch as well.
He's been trying to, I'm sure. I like Marky Mark. He's a good lad.
He never even
I like him.
Never even reunions with them. It's messed up. You'd think you should.
Was there anybody else in that group?
Doesn't that remind him of a time when he killed a guy?
When he was in giving off the good vibrations? Come on. All right, wrapping up. Let's go ahead, Brahma. What do you got to promote?
We're going to be doing M's birthday stream tomorrow. I may not be there at the very beginning, but I will be there. And then Sunday we got the bullpen, 8 p.m. Mountain Time.
Nice. Hey, Goat, what's up? Word to your mother. That was one of the funniest Saturday Night Live sketches in a long time. All right, 70s, what do you have going?
Well, I think I'll probably be on Imp's thing tomorrow if he's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
He plans to. He's promoting it already.
He's promoting it, so I'm going to be there.
And the man's not going to keep him working for that one. So
No, I'm off tomorrow. So.
But before that, I'll probably be on the Cotton Council, Snowdub. And then Monday, my show is just going to be a gaming stream because I really couldn't be bothered preparing a more detailed show. So I'll just do some gaming. Still playing Baldur's Gate 3. Still not even out of Act 2 yet. So I'll probably be playing that game forever. The backlog is building of games, but that one's I'm still playing it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about backlogs.
Nah, I got so
multiple.
much. Got so many games, no time to play them. But yeah, Monday
backlogs. Backlog.
I did a physical media stream today on my channel. It was a lot of fun. All my thrift store stuff. It's all sitting here. And then I went out later and I realised there was a giveaway thing at the local library, and I came back with 16 DVDs and Blu-rays for free. So I could have had those on the show.
Library sales, man.
Oh, they're the
Library sales
greatest.
are the best.
I got some really good shit. So they'll have to wait for the next time. Anyway, that's me.
I got a
in the
library.
corner.
There's a library sale. They're doing like one of the silent auctions right now, and they have the Blu-ray set of the Lord of the Rings. And I already have them, but I have them individual. So this would do. It's the theatrical and extended ones in that box set. And the minimum bid, and no one had even offered it, was $5.
Yeah.
I was like, I will put in $5 for this.
Yeah, I've got that
Chad's
set
still
too.
going, huh?
I got that set. I got that set
on the paper. $75.
I got that
I said
set.
good day, sir.
The original. I mean, I'm the same as you. I've got that set. I've got the individual ones, and I've got the extended DVD ones that came before the Blu-rays. So
Nice.
keep. And I think I got mine for. I think it was in a church sale, so it was like $1 or something, you know.
Nice.
And it was unwrapped. It wasn't out the wrapper, the Blu-ray set. So.
Imp.
But yeah.
You actually have things to promote.
Yeah, I know,
Imp.
scary, isn't it?
A little bit.
But yeah, tomorrow,
Do it.
9 p.m. What were you gonna say, Chad?
I'm putting you into the solo layout. I'm highlighting you.
But yeah, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing a stream on my channel. If you guys want to also stream it to yours, go right ahead. We'll just probably be doing our usual routine of talking shit to each other and gaming. So.
You got
For your
any
birthday,
games
right?
in mind for large groups, or?
Yeah, well, I would say, like, I was talking to Slender about this the other night. Just go through our usual routine, party animals if we have the people.
Does that mean we'll play
Nightmare.
Repo and Slender will dunk you in a toilet?
Yeah, probably. It's possible. The last time Smokey tried pulling shenanigans with me.
The anger in your voice when Slender swirlied you in that game was fantastic. Because you try to be casual with it. You're like, I'm going to get you, Slender. Repo was fun. All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. You'll probably see a lot of us, or most of us, or hopefully all of us on Imp's birthday extravaganza tomorrow.
His
on his channel.
centennial celebration.
That's true.
Because he's 100 years old now.
100 years of Gunpla.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to actually see.
A Mad Cavalli production. The stream's now behind, but there's no need to be glum. We'll return with more jests, with humor to come. So click that damn subscribe and let the good vibes thrive. For the next grand stream, we'll surely jive.
Ascend and I, we've charted the spree with synapses sparking, hilarity you can't believe.
You brought your joy, so now you must go. But keep the party in your heart, yo. Keep the giggles, keep the banter, keep the screens to light. Until our next stream, keep the fun in sight. In this virtual voyage where streams do end, remember with Ascend and Art, we'll always fucking ascend. Oops, we forgot about Imp, he's bound to reappear. With chaos in his wake, all we can do is persevere. Are you happy now, Imp?